pass, rolling to his right. They throw it. The in route to Tanner Steck. Makes the catch. Steck dives for the pylon. Touchdown!
Up by the Nuggets and an attack. That'll go for a kill from Anasteer.
Lamar looks for a block, makes a man miss at the 5. End zone touchdown, swirls. Sets up middle. Jensen for the exclamation point kill.
30, the 20, the 15, the 10, and an 85-yard touchdown run for Landon Olsen.
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant Good Friday evening from Hope, North Dakota, a military and senior night here. This is high school football between the Richland Colts and alongside the Maple River Raiders. As we flip the calendar this weekend to the month of October, a hint of postseason football is in the air tonight as the Colts and the Raiders have 3 games left to play respectively in the regular season. A win here for the Colts or a win for the Raiders would keep their playoff aspirations alive. A pleasant Good Friday evening again. I'm Chase Miller alongside Nathan Hoots, and this is the Irie Insurance pregame show. For more information or to get a quote, you can go to Irie Insurance, to their website at irieinsurance.com. Richland is 2-3 on the season, but if they win out and get to 5-3, the Colts could make another trip to the playoffs. After tonight, Richland will host Hankinson and Enderlin to close out the year. And Hoots, it feels like deja vu all over again when these two teams met in the opening round of the playoffs last year. I know we chatted a lot about having to stop Nick Wolfcool and find where number 23 is on the football field here for the Colts. As a senior, that running back so far has rushed for over 537 yards this year. I know it's not just Wolfcool, but he is a number one both offensively and defensively here tonight when it comes to Maple River, knowing where 23 is on the football field.
Absolutely. One of the top, I would say, you could argue 10 in the 9-man ranks in both offense and defense. I mean, the kid is a special talent. Sometimes people can argue it's a good stats, bad team guy, but that is not the case. You could plug him into any single offense in the entire state and he would be a stud, and he gets a tackle 8-10 times a quarter, it seems like, in their defense.
There's just a banker's dozen on the roster this year for the Richland Colts, 2 seniors, and Wolfcool is one of them. Also, Wade Gorder, who is a really good defensive player here as well. For the Maple River Raiders, after back-to-back losses at Hankinson and Wymer-Lidgerwood, the Raiders have won 3 straight, scoring 38 or more points in every contest, including an 18-point road victory at Hatton Northwood last weekend. With LLM and Sargent County on the schedule next, Hoots, this kind of feels like the old trap game, if you will, a little bit. Just it would be the same thing if I would say Richland going up against Maple River with those 2 teams left. When you're eyeing 2 squads and one is newly minted number 1 in the state in Sargent County and the Lobos have been the Lobos in recent years, this is the old proverbial trap game. Is that the best way to put it from your point of view?
Yeah, it absolutely is. And I would assume Coach Fontaine, along with the other coaches on staff, have just been every single day reiterating, hey, it is Richland week. It is not next week or the week after when you got the number 1 team in the state and the team that's gone to the state tournament or state championship game twice in the last 2 years. That's not. You have to focus on every single week, and you never want to look ahead and just start marking off wins and losses as you start the year. You got to just focus Monday through Thursday on the opponent that you have Friday night.
And this kind of feels like a tortoise in the hare game on the final point here, because Richland, what they want to do, long sustained drives. When you win a football game 8-2 in 9-man, you know you can do that at particular times like they did last weekend against Griggs Dakota. On the opposite side for Maple River, who, it's not to say this is what their identity is home run plays, but we've seen the 30, 50, 60-yard touchdown. So this kind of has that old tortoise in the hare feel a little bit tonight.
Yeah, I think the goal for Richland, like you said, is just minimize possessions. How long can we drain out that play clock every single possession, and how refreshing would that be for us, too, on a call to have the play clock get down under 10 every single time and maybe have some runs inside the tackles. Keep that game clock rolling. I think if they could get 4, 5, 6-minute drives here in the first half, keep the offense on the field, keep feeding Wolfcool, 3-4 times every time first and 10, he should be touching it 3 times, and just live and die with whatever he does with the ball, and just try to keep this dynamic offense off the field for Maple River.
It is a gorgeous night. The Skeeters are out, but outside of that, it's about as picturesque as you could ask for a Friday night. When we come back on our Irie Insurance pregame show, we'll take a look at other games going across the region. We'll hear from both head coaches. First up is Richland head coach Luke Worry, and that and more still to come on our pregame show. It's the Colts and the Raiders again, a military night and senior night here in Hope, North Dakota on yourliveevent.com.
We aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the sportsman club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with 10 locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but they can also help with auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help you with your banking needs. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
As we continue on our Irie Insurance pregame show, part of our Coach's Corner now between the Richland Colts and the Maple River Raiders on this Friday night. Joining us from Richland, that is head coach Luke Worry here. And Luke, I was mentioning with you before we got going on the interview saying you don't see a 10-point total between you and Griggs Dakota in high school football too often. An 8-2 game you don't see often in football either. But the most important thing is you guys come out with the victory. So let's just recap that contest with Griggs Dakota. What did you like from your team, and really what looks like a defensive schlobberknocker usage of a game here in 9-man football?
Yeah, the big keys in that one is we played tough defense. Those boys from Griggs, they are big, they're strong, they're physical. We did a good job stopping them on defense. We forced them to drive the ball, and eventually we made some adjustments late in the second quarter, which helped us out a lot. And on top of that, we won the turnover game for the first time this year, which was a key part to that. And then, that 8-2, it was not as close as I wanted it to be, but we got the job done, which I was proud of the boys for.
Yeah, able to pick up a road victory. You're on the road here tonight in Hope as well, going up against a Maple River club you're very familiar with. Coach Fontaine, playing him a couple times, from the last handful of years with how regions have worked or not worked, but you played him in the playoffs last year here, Luke. So what's going to be a challenge against the Maple River Raiders coming up later tonight?
So defensively, they have some good athletes in the backfield. Their quarterback, he's special. And then their running back, he's fast. And they got a couple of big guys up front. They do a pretty good job being physical up there. So we're going to have to match physicality, and then making sure that we're gang tackling, because our guys we're not super big, but they've done a pretty good job rallying to the ball. So if we can do that, I think we'll be okay.
A couple of guys on the defensive side here, Nick Wolfcool and alongside Wade Gorder, kind of 1-2 combination in tackles. Let's start with Wade first, and no disrespect to Nick. I know he gets a lot of accolades for the last couple of years, and rightfully so, but like any other sport, there's a lot of other teammates and coaching staff that are able to be around. And let's start particularly with Wade. What has he provided to this Richland Colts team?
Wade, he's our big guy. He can do it all. He can play. He does a really good job both playing inside tackle and defensive end. He's tough to block, and you're going to have to commit a couple guys to him. He does a really nice job with that. If a lot of teams have tried going one-on-one with him, and he makes them pay for that. and he's just, very vocal leader out there. He does a good job adjusting the D line, getting them in the right places. And he comes off the ball hard, which is what you want from a senior.
And something that you want to, particularly from Wolfcool, again, another upperclassman, another one of those guys who's got a ton of varsity experience as well. I'm sure if you had a stat list on any stat, Nick's name probably would come to the forefront in about most of it, whether it's return yards, whether it's rushing, whether it's tackles or something in between. Mr. Do everything for you here without question, Luke. So how have you seen Nick's game just continue to grow from even what he was last year to where he is this year?
He's a lot more physical than he's been. Last year there'd be times where he wasn't always sure of himself and he'd start diving for tackles, and we're not seeing that anymore. He's wrapping up, driving through, making big plays for us. He does a really good job. He's hard to block. He fights off blocks really quick, reads fast, makes plays. And his ability to read and react is, it's unlike anything I've ever coached before. So he's truly a special athlete. I love having the kid on the team.
And then someone as well, last player we'll talk about, Otto Doctor, same thing. He's second in rushing this season behind Wolfcool, but a similar type of question. What has Otto provided here this season?
He's just such a good team player. I mean, when he has the ball in his hands, I mean, special things can happen at any time. But he's really taken that role player job on with Nick being there. He does a lot of like the blocking and things like that on the offense. Defensively, if the opportunity comes in where he can come in and play like a strong safety linebacker look, he's tough to get by. But a lot of times teams have spread us out now, and he does a good job adjusting our DBs, making sure that the coverage is all set. He was the one last week against Griggs when they went into their trips packages. He was the one calling out the coverages, and he did a really nice job getting our guys set and making sure that we were in the right places at the right time. It's like having another coach on the football field.
Final thing for you here, Luke. What do you want to see from your team, or what's one big key tonight against Maple River to try to come up with another Region 1 road win here back-to-back weeks?
We got to get our run game going again. It's been a couple weeks since we've really controlled the clock. We did a really nice job against Hatton Northwood. That's how we came away with that win. We held the ball the majority of the game. Another thing, just continuously picking up those first downs, making sure we're driving the ball and finding a way to get it in the end zone. We haven't had a lot of that this year, so hopefully this is the week we finally figure it out and get it done.
Luke, as always, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck here tonight against Maple River.
All right, thank you.
Luke Warry, head coach of the Richland Colts, will continue on our Irie Insurance pregame show after this, where we'll continue our coach's conversation with Larry Fontaine from Maple River.
When working on your water management solutions, call Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. They are your water management
As we continue on our Irie Insurance pregame,
you with tile drainage plans, service drainage plans, or both. Remember, water management is a lifetime investment. Call Chad 701-430-0182 to get your water problem solved. For more information, follow Chad's Excavating on Facebook. For tile drainage and service plans, call 701-430-0182. Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Triple E Incorporated in Page is cheering on the Raiders as they compete on and off the court and field. They put in the effort to build a team with trust, experience, and the ability to accomplish their goals. The team at Triple E Incorporated is built the same way, with knowledge and experience, with timeliness and efficiency. For your next non-residential building project, go online to eeeinc.com or stop by the office in Page for more information. Make your next project a winner with the team at Triple E Incorporated in Page.
As we continue on our Irie Insurance pregame show, part of our coaches' conversation, joining us now from the Raiders' perspective, head coach for Maple River, that is Larry Fontaine, coming off a nice road Region 1 victory at Hatton Northwood on Friday of last week. Larry, before we talk about your matchup here tonight, honoring those who have been in the military, the service as well, and senior night, a lot of stuff to get to. But first things first, how did you like how your team played against the Thunder of Hatton Northwood last Friday, Larry?
Yeah, Chase, how are you?
Doing well, Coach.
Good. I'm glad. We came out last week flat again. They were pumped up, with the tragedy that they had over the last month. WDAY was there. This is a lot of media presence there, and Northwood came up fired up, ready to play, and our kids, we were sleeping a little bit in the first quarter. We, gave up some really poor tackling. We didn't drive the ball. We were playing Raider football, and they took the lead on us 6-0, and then they got an onside kick and got the ball right back, and I'm like, oh my Lord, Hankinson all over. But we had a little meeting, and we held them after they got the onside kick, and then took it to them. And they're not a bad football team. They got some good football players. They're pretty young. Carpenter's a really good football player, and they got some others that are good football players. But we did our thing. We ran the ball. Then when they tried to stop the run, then we hit the middle. They were playing 8 guys in the front, and so we went over the middle and opened up the outside again for Carter to have a big game and T to have a big game, and Stevie Drogan played good. So yeah, overall we're happy with the win.
And going up against the Richland Colts here, a team that you played last year in the postseason here in Hope last October, Larry. So when you take a look at Richland, a guy that stands off the page, obviously, is Nick Wolfcool, the guy that was a #1 kind of last year, so to speak. And they came off a Schlabberknocker win 8-2, in Cooperstown last Friday here, Coach. So when you look at the Richland Colts, what's going to be a challenge and kind of what do you remember from last season?
Yeah, they had a baseball game there last week. There's a lot of rain, and they had a lot of watching the film. There's a lot of turnovers by Griggs, and Wolfkill is a very good football player. He's in on a vast majority of their tackles. So we're gonna have Connor and some other kids key on him. They're gonna make sure that when we're running the ball, that somebody's hitting him, doing their best to hit him, so he's not involved in all their tackles, and he runs the ball a lot of the time too. I didn't see him pass the ball much when I watched the film. Basically, I saw one pass and it turned into a quarterback running. Wolfkill runs the ball. They run the same offense they did last year. 2 guys back, 3 guys back. So we're going to prepare for that.
And as you go into this particular week here, Larry, I always like to talk with a couple of particular players here. Let's first talk about Dylan Zana. What has he provided to this year's Maple River Club here as we're past the midway point of the season?
Well, Dylan is a kid who's never played football. He decided to come out for football this year, which has been a blessing for us. We have him and a few others that, haven't played football, and they decided to come out, and it's been really, like I said, a blessing. The young man is quick. He's tall. He has a good attitude. He's starting on defense. He's fast off the ball. He's strong. He's had to play linebacker with Colby Dawes' injury, and he's picked up the game. We're very, very happy for him. He's made a lot of strides during the season. He came in not knowing how to tackle, not knowing how to block, not knowing anything. Watching football, thinking how fun it is. Well, he realizes now it's a really, really hard game. Tough game for tough people, and he fits the bowl. We're really happy with him.
And it's one of those nights too, where again, it's military service appreciation night here, Larry. You know it just as much as anybody else being in the service yourself, and we're able to see it last year with those camo jerseys up top that they were able to bring in. So, what does it mean for you being a vet, but also someone to honor those who have been in the service at some capacity during their lifetime here on a Friday night in Hope?
Well, I did 31 plus years in the military. Coach Slofeld, 21. I went to Desert Storm. Rob went to Iraq twice. I mean, we're both war veterans. We love the military, and the military is a big part of our life. So anything we can do to honor the military, we will do. And our kids are fantastic kids, and they understand that playing this game is a luxury. We watch Friday night. We listen to the Kenny Chesney song, and we know what football is. Football is America, I mean, I listen to it, I break down every time I listen to it, and we'll probably listen to it on Friday again, because football is America, and America is our military. And I mean, we're big into all that. I mean, that's who we are. We're hard-nosed, tough kids, tough coaches, and that's America.
Well, thank for you, Coach. Before I let you go, it's the final 2 regular season home games that you'll have back-to-back Fridays in Hope as well. Also, you're going to be honoring the seniors for this senior class, being the second year of this football co-op again with the Hope Page and the Maple Valley School Districts. How have you seen them as juniors last year, now as seniors this year, just continue to try to get to where you want to go, which is another postseason appearance here? And after they did that last year, being the first co-op as juniors getting there, Larry, how have you seen this senior class just kind of, so to speak, take the bull by the horns?
Our kids are fantastic. I think I've said that numerous times. They just get along. We've never had a problem with these kids not getting along between the 2 schools. They just want to play football. They want to come and have fun and play football and live. And I mean, football is a great game. It's fun. They're lucky they get to play football. And I think they understand that. Levi is a senior from Maple Valley. He's been at COG the last 2 years. Parker Chase has played the last 2 years. He hasn't played maybe as much as he's wanted to, but he's been hurt a lot this year. But I think we're going to start him on Friday because he's a senior and it's senior day. And he had a really good practice yesterday. He's healthy and he's doing some things differently in practice. So we'll give him a shot to play a little bit tomorrow. It's senior day. I know we got a tough road to hoe. That loss to Hankinson was, that didn't help us by any means, but we learned from it as a group. We learned from it as a team, and we've been a lot better since then. So we're just going to concentrate on this game. We got to get this game, and then we'll go to 5-2. We want to go to the playoffs. I mean, that's our goal. Our goal was to be 6-3 at the end of the year. We thought that's what it would take to get to the playoffs. And that's what we want to go. Yeah, if we're not trying to get to the playoffs, why we're here. Football's a great game, but it's more fun to win.
Yeah.
Kelvin Satrom, as a senior, the kid's a great kid. 2 years ago when we got together at camp, I didn't know who plays where. I don't know. I mean, I didn't know anything. I don't know these kids from Maple Valley. I don't know anything. I mean, I'm like, well, I need a center. And I'm looking around and I find one of the biggest kids. I'm like, Kelvin was a receiver. We were talking about that the other day, him catching touchdown passes from Colby Dells and Braden Mitchell. And I looked at him like, you're the biggest kid out here. We need a senior. We need a center. All right. And the kid stepped up. Never played center. He stepped up and played center. And so for that, he didn't whine, didn't complain. I just want to play coach. That's the kind of attitude we have as a team. I just want to play coach. So he hasn't complained at all, and he wants to run the ball. We put him back there and kick off once in a while because he wants to get the ball. Can I go back there, please? Can I get? Yep. All right. He's going to get it. He wants to run. That's him. And he's been valuable. He's our kickoff guy. He's our punter. Plays defensive end for us. Doesn't come off the field probably. I don't think he ever comes off the field because he's a punter and a kicker. Works hard in practice. He's a good kid. We got Bobby Bergfield. Bobby hasn't played as much as he wanted to maybe either, but we've got a lot of talented kids, and we got to play the kids that we as a coaching staff feel will help us the most. But Bobby's got to start a game, and he'll start on Friday somewhere. We'll put him, he's a senior, he gets to play, and he'll start. And he's had a good attitude and works hard, and I know it's tough being a senior. You want to play more, but, he's taken the team role with him as well. The team is where we're at and who we are. We're the Maple Valley Raiders, not, individuals team.
100%. Larry,
Maple River Raiders. I'm sorry.
There you go. Hey, it's all right. Everyone, I still hear enough going throughout the day here, still hearing Maple Valley as well. As always, Coach Fontaine, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck here tonight against the Richland Colts, and we'll speak with you after the game.
Roger. Thanks, Chase. Have a good day.
That again, head coach for the Maple River Raiders, Larry Fontaine, will continue on our pregame show after this from Hope.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. how well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at Enbridge.com.
As we continue on our Irie Insurance pregame show here tonight from Hope, North Dakota, military and senior night on this evening between the 2-3 Richland Colts and the 4-2 Maple River Raiders. It's Richland and Maple River here on this Friday night. Nathan Hoots, other games going on across Region 1 here tonight. Sargent County at Hendrickson Field in Enderlin. Weimar Lidgerwood visiting Hatton Northwood. Lamore Litchfield at Hankinson, and Griggs Makota is idle. For both teams, Richland and also Maple River here tonight, that LLM at Hankinson game is a large one in Region 1 play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that could define who and where people are traveling or hosting in that first round of the playoffs, which is a really big deal in 9-man. Be able to host a game and not have to travel, possibly hundreds of miles in that first round is a big deal, for the long haul when you got to win 4 games.
And you take a look at some other games tonight here in the latest football polls. Sargent County again is 1. South Border is 2. South Border plays at New Salem Almont here. The Holsteins just came off of a loss 14-8 against Henniger County, and they're 5-1 on the season. New Rockford Cheyenne Maddock is 3. West Hope Newburgh Glenburn, catch this one. They're undefeated. The Sioux at 6-0 going up against Alexander, who's just a 6-man team. It feels like yesterday they're 6-0. Hoots, and whoever wins that one more than likely earns the region title moving forward, and also a top 4 seed between West Hope, Newburgh, Glenburn, and Alexander. And I'm not sure a lot of people had Alexander pegged at this time of the year to be in the spot they're in right now across the state.
I honestly, at the beginning of the year, didn't even know they were a 9-man football team. So the fact that they could go from 6-man to 9-man as quickly as they did and experience that success, they must have a pile of good athletes out there, and kudos to them for building that.
Also tonight, North Star going up against North Prairie here, a battle of 4-1 versus 5-1 this evening. That does it for our Irie Insurance pregame show. Get the Irie Insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve from home, auto, crop, commercial, and benefits insurance. Go to IrieInsurance.com for a free quote. We come back after this. Starting lineups and the opening kick from Hope.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends, and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Located on the beautiful Goose River in Hillsboro, the Goose River Golf Club offers both recreational and experienced golfers a great round. It's a 9-hole course open to the public, located right off exit 104 on I-29. The Goose River Golf Club in Hillsboro offers annual memberships for singles and families, also college memberships, first-time memberships, and outside 30-mile radius of Hillsboro membership available as well. Men's Day is Wednesday, Ladies' Day is Tuesday. You can learn more about getting on the Goose River Golf Club, GooseRiverGolfClub.com.
Hometown Community Bank serves both the Hope Page and Maple Valley school districts. If you're interested in an egg loan, real estate, consumer, or commercial loan, Hometown Community Bank can serve you. Give DeWitt a call at either branch location in Page or Fingal. Ask Janine about the competitive certificates of deposit or money market rates. Hometown Community Bank is a community bank and proud of the communities they serve, and they wish the best of luck to the Maple River Raiders for many years moving forward with the co-op. Hometown Community Bank is a member of the FDIC.
Hope Page Public Schools are committed to the development of all students by providing a high-quality education that is reflective of the strong values in our communities. The staff at Hope Page Public Schools work each day to enable and inspire students to achieve academic excellence and make positive contributions to our world. Learn more about Hope Page Public Schools by visiting hopepage.k12.nd.us. We are Hope Page, and we will change the world.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
As we come back here to Hope, again, that does it for our Irie Insurance pregame show here between the Richland Colts and the Maple River Raiders. I'm Chase Miller alongside Jesse Brunell up in the box here, and you got Nathan Hoots down on the sidelines with our color commentator. The Richland Colts, Nick Wolfcool, the senior, with 537 rushing yards, then Otto Doctor has 240. Just two seniors this year for Richland with a baker's dozen of players. Hoots, when you hear a baker's dozen in nine-man football, that doesn't leave you a lot of room for injuries, concussions, someone being out sick here. And for Richland, they kind of went through the gauntlet of the Warbirds, the Lobos, and the Bulldogs as of late. So for them, just like Maple River, a win here tonight can elevate them to really have a chance to make a run here as we flip the calendar to October.
Yeah, it's exciting to have playoff-style football. You know, multiple nights we've already had this year where we've talked about in the pregame where it's, hey, if you don't win tonight, you know, kiss your playoff hopes goodbye. We've kind of had elimination games here for a while. It's been kind of cool. But, you know, this is a battle of a lack of depth. Not exactly many guys on the sideline here. You see as many coaches as you do subs for both of these teams. So it'll be interesting to see if this thing goes 4 quarters, who has the better conditioning and the better lack of depth.
And your biggest thing here tonight between Maple River and Richland coming off an 8-2 win against Griggs Dakota again last week in Cooperstown. Maple River, a road victory over Hatton Northwood at 38-20. Here's a stat that really does stand out. Richland averaging 7 points per game through 5 contests, while Maple River at 34 points per game, Hoots. So my Fargo Shanley Deacon math says that's a 28-point differential right there. If you're Richland, how do you minimize the game and try to limit the big play from the Maple River Raiders tonight?
You're going to be staring down that back judge if you're that quarterback, and you aren't doing a thing until you see his hand go up in the air, indicating that we're at 10 seconds on the play clock, and you probably get into your cadence when you see that hand start to chop at 5. You have got to take as many minutes off the clock. You've got to win time of possession, establish Wolfcool early, and who is the number 2 option? You've got to figure that out in a hurry here if you're Richland.
The Richland Colts, they won the coin toss, elected to defer in this second half. Talk about the strategy, Hoots. Why do you defer in that situation for Richland as you get the ball to start? But again, you're going to put your defense out there right off the bat. If you can make a stop, obviously that goes really well. But if Maple River goes down the field and they score, all of a sudden it puts your offense, which again is only averaging 7 points per game. Not to say it's a must-ever score on your opening drive, but to have a sustained drive at least before, because right now with what Richland is, they're not going to be a team that wants to get down by 2-3 possessions early in the first half and try to come back.
I believe as a coach, putting your best position out there, you know, it's defense clearly for Richland. They gave up 0 points last week defensively, and I think you just go off of, hey, the momentum is on our defensive side, not so much offensively. Let's put our best squad on the field to begin the game and see if we can force them into a punt, give us some field position, and maybe we can drain the first quarter clock and score.
We're going to come back with the opening kickoff. That's next from Hope on your live event.
Mother Nature can strike at any time, and Irie Insurance is here to help. Experience the difference with Irie. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve.
Home insurance, auto insurance, crop insurance, commercial insurance, benefits insurance.
We have you covered from head to toe, underground to sky. Go to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote.
As we're back here on our City of Hope scoreboard, the Richland Colts, they're going to be wearing their white uniforms with the light blue numerals outlined in gold here, while for the Maple River Raiders on Military Appreciation Night, we saw these uniforms last year, the camo jerseys this evening with the blue pants, the white top up top. As we get this one on the tee here for Mr. Carson Klein at 7:04 as we get this football game ready to kick off in Hope. again on this Friday night, on the last Friday of September. An end-over-end kick that's going to get caught at the 15-yard line by Bosch. Bosch goes to the outside, and look out, Bosch 40. Bosch to the 50. Bosch gets taken out of bounds into Richland Colt territory, and that'll be at about the 45-yard line.
Connor Dahl with an absolute pancake here at about the 30-yard line. It's unfortunate for the Richland fans. You kick it in the air, and it's caught by Bosch. I think you should intentionally squib it away from that kid. I don't want him touching the ball at all in this game.
Yeah, this is one thing we've always talked about with teams on the boundary. What can you do against speed? And it's the same thing on the opposite side as we have a little bit moving forward here with any particular team. And, you know, for Maple River, they're going to want to try to get the outside when they can. We'll get to the starting lineups here, as it will be play action, handoff for Silling. Silling looking down the field, has a man wide open. That's Drogan to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and the first play from scrimmage. The Raiders take 18 seconds to score from a kickoff to a play. 45 yards, Silling to Drogan.
Fantastic sell on that play action there by Silling in the backs, and then just a great route and just one guy wide open, hit him in stride. Great start.
2-point conversion upcoming here for Maple River. It was so quick we couldn't even get to the starters on offense and defense after one play. But again, it goes back to what we alluded to, Hooch, just moments ago. When you kick off to Maple River, and all of a sudden for your offense here, you're putting them right on cue. Either going to be down by 6 or 8 when you get the ball.
You might be forced out of your offense before you even touch the ball.
Shotgun formation here for T. Silling. Silling motion man. Going right to left, that's going to be Bosch. Looking for the little shovel pass on the interior for Dahl. Dahl spinning his way, and it's the second effort that gets him in. New score on our City Hub scoreboard. Maple River 8, Richland scoreless on your live event.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Maple Valley Parents is a nonprofit organization whose main purpose is to promote, encourage, and support the Maple Valley students, teachers, and staff. MVP strives to strengthen and enhance the educational and social environment of the Maple Valley School District by providing opportunities for students, teachers, and parents to learn, socialize, communicate, and grow together. MVP Group welcomes anyone to join them in their mission. If you'd like to get involved or see upcoming events, check out the Maple Valley Parents Facebook page.
As now for the Maple River Raiders, they'll put the ball on the tee for Calvin Satrom. One play that goes 45 yards for the score again. Silling to Drogan, Silling to Dahl for the 2-point shovel pass. This is a right-footed end-over-end kick that's going to bounce at about the 17-yard line and roll to the 10. Wolfcool will pick it up there at about the 15. Wolfcool breaks out of a tackle, then gets wrapped up at about the 27, make it to about the 28-yard line.
Once again, Raiders do a great job of their lane integrity. All guys are running straight down the field, staying in their lanes, and the first guy that made contact with him didn't take him down, but slowed him down, and good gang tackle.
Take a look at the Richland Colts offensive line here. Center is Carter Fife, the sophomore. Also guards of Wade Gorder and Cody Bame. Tight end of Logan Frederick and Ethan Skoog here, the tight ends. Running backs, you're going to see a full house backfield throughout the night with Schmidt, Doctor, and Wolfcool. Carson Klein, the sophomore quarterback, goes up under center. This one's a little trap play and a nice little real estate of room here for Otto Doctor as Doctor muscles away past the 35 to the 36 for a healthy gain of about 8 yards on the opening play.
Very aggressive 5-4 front with their safety at about 7 yards deep. So the Raiders know they have to stop this Wolfcool run game, and the first play of the game doesn't even go to him. Use him as a decoy and a lead back. And just 7-8 yards first play of the game.
Doctor now with 56 carries for 248 yards and a touchdown on the season for the Colts. Maple River, they're going to run a 5-man front. You have Frank Martin up there, also Trader, Silling, Zahn, Satrom. You're going to see Owen Ticky play a little bit throughout this contest as well. Up front, we'll get to the linebackers in the secondary in a moment. This one, inside trap play, goes to Wolfcool. He maybe gets a half yard after a wrap-up on the play here for Dahl and the Raiders.
Looks like we're going to have about a 3rd and inches here to start this first possession. But I think if you're the Colts, you already know it's 4-down territory probably after you get past your 30, the way that you gave up that first play touchdown. You're going to have to extend drives as long as possible.
Bobby Burkfield, the senior, on senior night getting the start at safety. You also have linebackers of Bosch, Dahl, and Dowse here. And as you mentioned, Burkfield lines up at the 42. In the backfield for Richland, they're at the 33. So there's 9 yards of difference here from where the safety is to a tailback. This will go to Wolfcall on the outside, who spins his way for the first down for a gain of 3.
If that was anything but a 3rd and less than 1, that would have been a good play for the Raiders, but just enough. This is exactly the start you'd like as Richland. 3 plays to get that first down. You've taken 1:40 off the clock, exactly how you want to do it.
So first down and 10 here for the Richland Colts on our City of Hope scoreboard. Maple River leads it by 8, and it started with that 8-yard rush by Doctor. And again, this started at the 11:36 mark, so taking nearly 2 minutes off of running 3 plays here. It goes back to Tortoise and the Hare. Here with 1 play scores a touchdown. What can the Richland Colts do right now, as this will be the first time a little off wing tee action. Pitch play goes to Wolfcool. Wolfcool's going to spin his way for a hearty gain of 2. Frank Martin was the first of a couple of Raiders there on the tackle.
A lot of good gang tackling right there by the Raiders. 4 or 5 guys right around the ball. Defensive line is getting pushed too far back, though, on the initial surge. Great job by the Colt offensive line.
Yeah, and a little bit different. You had the full house backfield, then you had a tailback split to the outside here. So one thing for Richland, talking about their sophomore quarterback, Klein, he's only thrown the ball hoots 18 times in 5 games this season. So that tells you they'll take their chance, but for the majority, it's going to be ground and pound between the tackles.
That was a bit of a student body left. He only had the go. Oh, yeah, now we're going student body right. So, I mean, as long as Silling does his job over here, you realistically got 8 guys committed to play on the other side of the ball.
Richland will handle it now at 2nd and 8. Inside trap play to Wolfcool again, who breaks not 1, not 2, but a couple of tackles for a hard-earned about 3 yards here for Richland.
A couple of Raider defenders would probably like to have that one back. They had a couple missed tackles. Heads were down. But once again, it created a nice little seam by the Colt offensive line right there.
So makes it now 3rd down and 5 for the Richland Colts, as they will handle it at the 5-yard line. So far, Hoots, we haven't seen a lot stretched to the outside, been a lot in between, so to speak, the guards, or in this case, when you're bringing a couple of tight ends that almost act as tackles a little bit here, which you don't say too much in 9-man football, but essentially that's what they become unless they're going out in a pattern.
I think they're looking for really quick hitters inside. Just try to beat them off the snap count immediately.
As we get to the 8-minute mark here in this first quarter, here's a pass play for Klein. The pocket collapses, and Klein is sacked. And that'll be a sack for 7. Silling and Martin with the 1-2 combination, and gives Silling there the sack.
I don't know if you could see anyone open on that side of the field, but the guy that was running deep was definitely covered. They did a good job of understanding the situation, the possibility of play action, forced a punt.
As the Richland Colts quickly get to the line here to come out and punt this football upcoming. Standing back at about the 25 is Carter Bosch. Richland with the right-footed end-over-end kick, as this one's going to roll its way, and a really good-looking kick to go away from Bosch as he nearly flips the field there for the Richland Colts with Dylan Beidel coming out, Hoots. That was a really nice kick.
Excellent kick, kicking it, towards the corner, outside the numbers, but, a great snap, well-executed special teams.
So for Maple River here, they will handle their second possession, and what's the encore? After one play that goes 45 yards and a score. Maple River will handle it at the near side at their own 27-yard line for the Raiders. Parker Chase in the starting lineup here tonight for the left guard. A right guard of Levi Trader. Santrum is at center. Mr. Drogan caught that touchdown again at that tight end spot. Also at a tight end, Preston Dowse. Good to see Caleb Dowse back in the lineup here tonight with Dahl, Bosch, and Silling at the quarterback spot. Handoff. Dahl evades a tackle. A little shake and bake move here. Wolfcool able to get down on about the left ankle there of Dahl as Dahl makes his way to the 31-yard line.
Giving the Colts a bit of a different look. Bosch hasn't lined up too much this season on the outside, but it's more you're looking at a interior run game when Dahl's the only guy in the backfield. So, but the problem is how many eyeballs do you put on Bosch? Are you just allowing one guy and a safety over the top, or are you going to account to more than that? The numbers game becomes fun for the Raiders offense when Bosch is lined up outside.
And I'll tell you what, Hoots, knowing Coach Fontaine, every week he throws a different wrinkle against his opposition. We've seen it here every game this season. And again, Connor Dahl lining up to the right of Silling with Carter Bosch in that slot, motion him around here on that orbit. Going to be a speed option here to Silling, pitch or keep it. Here will be a delayed pitch to Carter Bosch, and look at him go. Bosch to the 35 and gets close to a first down to around the 37-yard line.
They've started to run a lot more option this year. They didn't run a whole lot last year, and it was just kind of give it to Hovelson right and left all year long, but that was an absolutely perfect read. He held onto that ball until the very last possible second and then gave it, and it was a great pitch.
And it was a play that took a little while to develop, and those are interesting ones too on those option plays, because Richland Hoots did a good job stretching it out, but again, Bosch with that speed really made something out of nothing.
Yeah, Maple River ran a lot of different options during pregame, running through those different orbit motions. It could be some interesting play calls here.
Richland with 4 down linemen. We'll get to their starters again after this play. First down and 10 as they pitch it. Here goes to Drogan. That's not going to be a backwards play. That they'll call that is a pass. Otherwise, it could have been a lateral and a live ball. Richland with defensive lines of Carter Fife here, a sophomore, with Logan Frederick with 20 tackles for the junior, Cody Bame and Wade Gorder. Gorder with 36 tackles, someone that Coach Wary was talking about, saying if Gorder gets going, we normally have a pretty good evening. Linebackers of Dylan Beidel and Nick Wolfcool, with defensive backs of Klein, Doctor, and Preston Schmidt. Second down and 10, shotgun formation, Silling handoff. This goes to Dahl. Dahl gets to about the 40-yard line, gets a couple of yards, but really good-looking play here by the Richland Colts, again coming through that A-gap a little bit and disrupting the play.
It's an interesting numbers game right now. You know, Richland's running this 4-1 look whenever Bosch is lined up outside. If you go 4-1 against 4 down linemen, 4 offensive linemen for the Raiders, plus you got Silling who can run the ball, plus you have Dahl who can run the ball, the numbers are in the Raiders' favor, especially when you have a running quarterback.
As Frederick was able to bring up the tackle there midway through this first quarter play. Wishbone formation for Maple River. They'll need about their own 47.5 for a first down. Silling, play action looking for Drogan. They hit him once before on this play. They're trying to do it again. Drogan to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, into the end zone. Touchdown, Maple River. Drogan with his second house call on his second reception of the contest. This goes 60 yards for the score.
Well done right there. I think the Raiders might have gotten away with a bit of a snap infraction or quarterback jump, but they didn't, get out of sorts. They still ran their play and then executed it perfectly.
We've seen that play twice again at the tight end spot where you just fake the handoff, and then all of a sudden just rolling opposite of his throwing arm is Silling to the near sideline here, and he's hit Drogan twice. So can't complain about these numbers if you're a senior on senior night for Steven. 2 catches, 105 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
It's kind of the start you dream of, I think, if you're a senior on senior night.
2-point conversion upcoming here for Maple River. They got the first one on a shovel pass. Silling looking, rolling, trying to get it, and he beats everybody for the 2-point conversion. New score on our City of Hope scoreboard. It's Maple River 16, Richland scoreless. It's high school football in your live event.
The Maple Valley School District is moving forward with the plan to build a new pre-K classroom, community fitness center, and gymnasium with locker rooms. The classroom will provide more space for a growing pre-K program. The fitness center will provide opportunities to benefit all Maple Valley communities, and the gym will allow more opportunities for all activities of the Maple River Co-op. Plus, the plan is to build with no new taxes. Contact the business manager to see how you can help make this a reality today at 701-749-2570.
It was October 1st, 2009. We needed some machinery for the farm. We decided to see if we could become a dealer, and that's kind of grown into what it's been today.
We offer basically anything short line. Seed tenders, fertilizer spreaders, sprayers. We can really set ourselves apart by the knowledge we have in those things, by the amount of units we have on hand at all times.
I just have a passion for helping people, getting to know people. It just becomes a lot of fun.
Well, for the Maple River Raiders, 2 possessions and 2 scores. This one goes for 60, make that 73 yards, and takes up just a minute and about 46 seconds off the clock here for the Raiders as they will put this ball on the tee with Satcham. It's a squibber that's going to roll to about the 35. It's a live ball, and the Raiders pick it up. Run in front of you there, Nathan Hoots. And
why not Steven Drogan?
I was just going to say, on senior night, he's got a hat trick so far. He's got 2 touchdowns and recovers an onside kick.
So far in the first quarter, you could say the 3 biggest plays have been made by number 5. He's got to be feeling pretty good right now.
And now if you're Maple River, this is a chance to get another touchdown and get up by 3 scores and try to put this game away. The Richland Colts averaging 7 points per game offensively, defensively giving up 30. Maple River averaging 34, defensively giving up 22. But here at home, 46 points against Enderlin, 46 against Larimore, and 51 against Griggs as we have a timeout on the floor. We'll break as well. Back after this on your live event.
I'm Darian Bitts. I'm confident on and off the field. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
I'm Doug Gray. I'm confident during the performance and when it's time for college. I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
Hoots, the old adage is, and I'll put it to you this way. It's nice when as commentators you speak about something and it comes into fruition with the tortoise and the hare, and I meant that in about as best a possibility just because Richland, again, wanting to minimize the game as best as possible. Maple River wanting to make this a track meet. Well, the hare right now is out in front and trying to get up by another score.
Yeah, just don't pull over to the side of the road and take a nap here. Keep the gas down.
First down and 10 here for Maple River. Ball spotted at the Colt 32-yard line. Pitch play goes to Carter Bosch. Bosch picks up a block, gets to the numbers 30. Bosch to 25, and he's wrapped up at about the 22-yard line. Coming in is Wolfcool on the tackle, but not before Bosch gets enough for the first down of 10.
Good exterior blocking. Couldn't see the numbers over here. The camouflage is a little more difficult to pick up numbers, but the exterior blocking on the left-hand side with the offensive line and the skill guys on that side did a nice job of sealing the edge to get a nice first down chunk.
Yeah, for Maple River, that guy is Calvin Satcham. Kind of a little bit on a pole there, Hoots, coming across at that center spot.
So it's nice to see those guys out in space making plays.
As shotgun formation now, Connor Dahl to the right-hand side. The Colts with that 4 down lineman, 2 linebackers. Silling has time looking for a post pattern, and Dahl caught it. Dahl breaks a tackle and hot steps into the end zone. Touchdown Raiders! 22 yards to Connor Dahl, and Silling has his 3rd passing touchdown.
Who needs 2 hands when 1 can do the job? That was an excellent. He caught it with 2 initially and then squeezed it with 1 to go through the contact and then just drug his guy into the end zone. He is kind of the multi-purpose weapon here for the Raiders. You line him up outside and you kind of just think he's a decoy based on how he's built, but the guy can run good routes and he's clearly got great hands.
Well, if you're Silling, 3 completions for 3 touchdowns and 127 yards. He's 3 for 4 through the air. That one went to Dahl, and that was well defended by Richland there, who Silling really had to put that in a little window, and he was able to find it. 2-point conversion upcoming. High snap. Silling has to wait a second, picks up a block, tries to stretch in. He's not going to get there. So the Colts defense with a Wolfcool tackle at the goal line stems the 2-point conversion, but the eventual, what became an onside kick, provides 6 more points quickly. And before you can blink, it's Maple River 22. The Colts will have the football when we come back on your live event.
This is Chris Brecken from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to our growers. Your trust and fellowship is the driving force behind our dedication to your successful farming operation. We continue to invest in the education of our team to ensure your customer experience is outstanding. Thank you for the opportunity to be your planter experts. Stop by either of our locations in Hillsboro or Drayton, North Dakota, or visit planterdoc.com.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors on their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
High school football tonight here on YourLiveEvent.com. Jesse running the camera. I'm Chase. He's Hoots. We go with this last name for Nathan. This one will be on the ground. And for Richland, this time they covered up. But what have we seen from Satcham there, Hoots? Back-to-back kicks, kind of a squibber, almost picking out like a pitching wedge where you want to hit it in front of the hole and let it kind of run a little bit here. And for Satcham, one time it worked for an onside kick, and that was dangerous again to try to recover for the Colts.
He's like a pro golfer that's got every single shot in the bag. I don't know if it's on purpose or not, but the kid can kick it deep, he can squib it, he can pop it up, he can bounce it down the middle. He's got a bunch of different options in the bag.
Just a second possession here for Richland. They did muster a couple first downs. This was their best play last time, and they run it again. They're coming around as Doctor. Picking out the lead blocker there is Wade Gorder, getting all the way to that secondary here. And I tell you what, I would run right behind the 6'3", 230 guard Gorder some more because he is opening up a hole.
I would too. He pushed his guy off the ball, got to the second level, and drove the linebacker back about 7-8 yards. That was a lot of fun to watch right there by a guy moving space.
Work and play in Hope, North Dakota. From job listings and housing options, search HopeND.com. That's HopeND.com. Second and short for the Colts here as they will hand it off to Doctor. Yet again gets past the 40 and carrying Raiders with him to about the 44-yard line. Carter Bosch, Connor Dahl, and alongside with Bobby Bergfield with the tackle.
It'll be interesting to see. Every single positive play of more than 3 or 4 yards has gone off that right guard position with movement from the left guard pulling through and picking up the first linebacker, first camo jersey that he sees, kicking out and providing some yardage. Anytime it's been a long developing play, they've had good yardage.
For the Richland Colts here, a little trap play, that little counter has proven really well. There goes Gorder again as the lead man and making his way past the 50 into Maple River territory here for the first time is Richland. And yet again, if it's not broke, don't fix it here, and that's a gain of 6 yards.
There's zero chance if I was calling plays that I'm running anything other than that play right now until the Raider defense decides to stop this.
It's an interesting play call here because the next part of it is you all of a sudden bring Wolfcool potentially to like a boundary play here.
Yep. If you get one guy that decides I'm going to be the guy that decides to stop it and be the hero and doesn't do his job, that could be 60 yards for a touchdown.
Richland, full house backfield again. Here goes on the trap and right on cue. There goes Wolfcool, and Wolfcool makes his way to the 41. There's a couple of guys going after it here with Gorder, also on the near sideline with Maple River, with Levi Trader right now. Those two battling with each other.
And my unofficial tally, that's about the third or fourth extracurricular stuff that's gone on 7-8 yards behind the play. So hopefully, maybe the refs talk to him here and settle him down, make sure that everything that happens is played between the whistles.
About a gain of 8 here, and for the Richland Colts in this second drive, some gashing lanes right now, which is a positive thing where it's not 2 yards in rushing. They're getting 5, 6, 7, and as we say that, Wolfcool goes into just a big bear hug there of Levi Trader. Trader went up on his shoulders and then said, I'm going to try to bring him down WWE style with my weight as best as possible for a gain of 2.
Another couple yards, though. It seems like they've pretty much just ran 2 plays. The quick trap and like the one hole, and then that long developing pulling guard. I don't know if it's like an old school kick out power play on the right side that, those are the only 2 plays they've really run. It'd be interesting to see if they run that to the left.
12th play of the contest. They did try to drop back once, but Klein was sacked for a loss of 7. Second down and 8, ball spotted at the Raider 39-yard line. Pitch play. This will go to Wolfcool. Keeps his balance on the cut, but he's unable to get much more than maybe about a yard on the boundary play. And on the tackle for the Maple River Raiders is Calvin Satcham.
That's why you run those old school drills in practice where the running back is falling. You put your hand down to get your balance, get you back up, and keep running. It's exactly what Wolfcool did right there. It could have been a 5-yard loss with how far back the pitch was. Turned it into something positive.
So 3rd and 7 here for Richland. They quickly get to the line as they will need the Raider about 31 for a first down here. Full house backfield again under center is a sophomore incline handoff. This goes to Doctor to the 35, makes a man miss to the 30, and it's a first down. Rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling his way to the 29 here for a gain of 9.
Those Raider linebackers are starting to creep up. You saw Dahl getting ready to blitz there. You wonder if you look over at your offensive play caller and say, hey, you might want to throw that play action here. If we can hold up for just a second or two and catch them, creeping up too far, we can hit that little hook pattern over the middle for about 7-8 yards.
They'll mark it for a gain again of 10. Handoff goes to Doctor, and well, Doctor gets to about the 25, but as we mentioned, if you see a play, continue to run it as much as you can for the Colts as they're able to get 3.
Just keep doing that, keep hammering, but the most important thing right now is that, the offense of the Raiders, although they may be on the field, they're playing defense right now. Just keep them on this side of the ball. If they can just keep winding this clock, that's what their friend is right now.
Richland again will get the ball to start the second half, but right now they're trying to make this a 22-6 or 22-8 deficit on their second possession of the game. Under center goes Klein. Klein, hand off to the outside. Here goes Preston Schmidt as Martin is there on the tackle. Schmidt dives his way to about the 23-yard line for a gain of 2 for the first carry on the night for the 5'10 junior. On our City Hope scoreboard after 12 minutes of play, Raiders 22, Colts scoreless but on a drive here on your live event.
It's cleaner with Gleaner and less money, too. Find the savings on Gleaner combines at Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9, North Ada. Now, listen to this. 0.99% interest, less than 1% interest, 0.99 interest for 5 years on all new Gleaner combines, or choose 0% interest for 24 months. These Gleaner combines are getting raving reviews from the demonstrations and from those who have purchased Gleaner combines this summer. Gleaner combines from Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9, North Ada.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in North Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the NDHSAA and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, the onside kick right now might be our Arctic Enterprises feature precision play of the game. If Richland can score, make a stop and get the ball back one more time, Hoots, all of a sudden you look up, it could be a one-score game very quickly before you get to the half, because that extra possession Maple River cashed in on, but here comes Richland on a really good-looking drive.
As a coach, you can never say this is a must-score drive, but as a media member now, this is a must-score drive.
3rd down and medium here. They will need the Raider 18-yard line, and Doctor this time gets stuck, but he gets pushed to about the 20-yard line. So he gets popped, and guess who? Wade Gorder is pushing him like a bobsled to the 20 for a gain of 3.
I think the reason he didn't quite get there right away, he got caught up on his center on his pull initially, and so he couldn't quite get in front, and then once he got involved in the pile, then things started to move toward his end zone.
Make sure you stay tuned to our halftime show. We'll take a look at numbers from across the way at the half at West Fargo Horace, Grand Forks Central 15, Horace 14. That's a large game for the Hawks here on yourliveevent.com with Dan Gunderson in West Fargo. Full house backfield for Richland. They will need the 18 for the first. Under center goes Klein. Play clock getting down to 5. Both teams with couple of timeouts remaining here. Klein, and we're going to get a delay of game. So Klein was waiting until the last second went down, and that'll be the first penalty of the night, and that's a large one because now all of a sudden 4th and 2 goes to a 4th and 7.
Gigantic was the word that came to mind right there. The Raiders were completely sold out with all 9 guys in the box to take away any type of a quick hitting play, but now, you probably have to go to that play action, and you know the Raider defense is going to be sitting on it.
And this is one, too. We've seen the pitch to Wolfcool once or twice. Maybe you try to get something on the outside, Hoots, but everything, again, for the most part, we're not going to see shotgun formation for Richland. It's going to be a full house backfield like this for the majority of the game.
Any chance you got a toss pass in the book, this might be a play to bring it out.
4th down and 7, Klein under center. There's your pitch to Wolfcool, trying to pick up a block, cuts back inside the 25-yard line and gets upended to about the 22. So it'll be a turnover on downs and a gain of 3.
That was a big-time stop right there. T. Silling did a great job of setting the edge. He was not involved in the tackle, but he made sure that he made a wall between him and the sideline, and that ball was going to be cut back up into the teeth of the defense.
Preston Dow's in on that tackle, and all of a sudden now a turnover on downs, and for the Maple River Raiders, they will get the ball after that defensive stop. 4th possession of the game for Maple River. This will be their worst starting field position with 10:34 left in the first half. Contest that started at 7:04 here tonight on your liveevent.com. Full house backfield for Maple River. Again, Military Appreciation Night with those camo jerseys on. Also senior night here. As the Colts, just like the Raiders, pretty much have everybody 5 yards away from the football. T. Silling will have a broken play here to the 40-yard line. Cuts back in. Look out. Silling could go. Silling to the 40, to the 30. Silling, does he want a house call? Yes, he does. Touchdown, Raiders. This one goes to the house for 78 yards and a score, and Silling has now not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, the toughest part about playing man defense is that you run and run and run with your back to that quarterback. He broke contain, immediately saw everybody deep with their backs to him, took off and showed off some jets. We haven't got to see that a whole lot this year.
As we will have it now, a 2-point conversion for Maple River. So Maple River scored on 1 play to start the game, and now they score on 1 play to start the second quarter. And the Raiders up by 4 scores right now, trying to add on to it right now with a 2-point conversion opportunity. Under center goes Silling, full house, make it a wing wishbone formation. They fake the pitch. Silling rolls, tries to evade a tackle, and then he's going to get met in the backfield. And a good pursuit all the way here for the Richland Colts as a 2-point conversion goes awry. But we got a new score, 10-17 left in the opening half. It's the Raiders up by 28.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with 10 locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but they can also help with auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help you with your banking needs. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Back here on YourLiveEvent.com, Maple River leads it 28-0 over the Richland Colts. It's a Region 1 North Dakota 9-man football game, and Hoots, sometimes a broken play is just as good as something you drop in 9-man football, because when you got someone with the wheels of Silling, it is very hard, even if you do have someone spying, to try to stop someone once Silling made that cut.
Yeah, back in my coaching days, our defensive coordinator said broken plays and cutbacks are the 2 hardest things to defend in 9-man football.
As this will be a squibber that goes to about the 30, picked up here by Richland, makes his way to the 35-yard line for the Richland Colts with Dylan Bido. So for Richland, this will be their 3rd possession of the game. We've seen a positivity, though, for the Richland Colts here, Hoots, even though you look up at the score and you say it's a 28-0, but they've had 2 drives. They've got first downs. They punted the first time after 2 first downs, the last time able to really, matriculate their way down the field. So there's been positivity here from Richland on this side of the ball.
They got to have one pop play here, though. It's got to get him in the end zone, whether it comes through the air or on the ground.
Full house. This will be on the way, trying to make it to about the 40-yard line, and the ball comes out late, but they're going to blow it dead after the rush here by Doctor for a gain of 4 yards. Trying to rip that ball out was Connor Dahl.
It's a good opportunity right now. The Raiders starting to rotate in guys on the defensive line, try to minimize as many reps as possible with the games you have coming up. You don't want to look ahead too far, but I think you understand right now as a Raiders fan or a Raiders coach, you can score probably every single drive the way things have gone thus far.
After this play, we'll get to some out-of-town scores, some separating games right now, particularly those involving ranked versus non-ranked teams. First time we've seen a I formation. Also 3 wide receivers. Handoff. This one's going to go up the middle again to Doctor after Connor Dahl is able to get about a 2-yard tackle.
Might be something to try to exploit. Just, the Raiders are going to play man-to-man across the board. If you can get 3 guys out of the situation in the box, maybe the numbers game works a little bit more in favor, and you can get those pulling guards on those linebackers without running into 5 defensive linemen.
Sargent County leads 41-0 over Enderlin in the first half. West Hope Newburgh Glenburn leads 20-rip over Alexander with 10 minutes left to play in the second quarter. This goes a trap play to Wolfcool. Wolfcool, he needed 2.5 yards. He got about the 2, but not the extended half, so it'll be just shy.
Is a punt even a consideration for you, Chase?
At this point, the question is, what do you have to lose down 28-0, right? I mean, in all honesty, and coming into this game, realistically for both teams, this was win or the season was that kind of. So I'm not surprised by this. Try to see if they can maybe get them on a hard count here potentially for Klein. But 5 down linemen here again for the Richland Colts. Handoff. This goes to Wolfcool. Wolfcool pushes his way for the first down, as we're going to have some late extracurriculars here with Gorder and also with Levi Trader, and the hanky comes out. Right now it's a gain of about 3, barring the penalty, and we'll have a personal foul on Maple River.
We talked about that happening a couple different times. Unfortunately, this is the one that gets caught, but when it's 15 yards behind the play, that's something that absolutely has to be called.
And 2 penalties now for 20 yards, and for the Richland Colts, something you definitely want. And I can see why you would get mad at Gorder. I'm not saying it in a bad way. He's just someone who's going to come hit you in the mouth every play, Hoots. And whether you're taller than him, bigger than him, faster than him, it doesn't matter. He's finding someone to go hit. So that could be very annoying when you all of a sudden look down and, Richland's ran the ball 20 times here in the first half.
Yeah, it may not have been that play, but I think it was just an accumulation of multiple times happening to him. He was just sick and tired of it, and unfortunately lost it for just a second.
I'll have updates for you from Hankinson and also the Weimar-Lidgerwood game here after the play. First down and 10 pitch play. This goes to Wolfcool. Wolfcool makes a cut, makes a man miss. Look out. Here goes Wolfcool, 30-25, and he's popped out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Largest play from scrimmage. That goes for 15 yards and a first down here as the tackle comes with Caleb Dowds.
That was an excellent cut by Wolfcool right there. He left Silling kind of in his tracks. But, Silling did his job. Make sure no one gets outside of him. But Wolfcool is an excellent athlete. Put that foot in the ground, got downhill, got 15 yards.
Out of town scores right now in 9B. Weimar-Lidgerwood over Hatton Northwood 20-0. We'll also get to the Hankinson score with Lemoore Litchfield Marion after this play. Doctor with it. Doctor gets the 20. Spins his way to about the 18 for a gain of 5, 10 carries for 56 yards. Hankinson trailing Lemoore Litchfield Marion 24-0 with 9 minutes left to play in the first half. And Grant County flash over Henninger Scranton 22-6. Those are some of the 9B scores right now. Richland knocking on the door here, second down. They were here earlier in the quarter, and then they had a turnover on downs. Handoff, this goes to Schmidt. Schmidt for about a yard, maybe 2. In on the tackle is Silling.
Yeah, they're really distributing it nicely between the 3 guys in the backfield, especially between both Doctor and Wolfcool. They're getting a lot of carries, give them different looks. If you think that you're going to come in here and just stop Wolfcool and get guys done, or get guys down in the backfield, you got another thing coming. They have more options than you think.
In Lisbon, the Broncos down by 5, 13-8 over second-ranked Kindred. So that will be an interesting one to watch. Also, you can watch it on yourliveevent.com here tonight. Part of one of our 8 contests. 3rd and short here for the Richland Colts. Maple River looking to blitz with Connor Dahl, and they get there. The perfect executed time blitz call as Doctor had nowhere to go for a loss of 3.
Dahl had kind of been standing on the line showing blitz those last couple possessions, and he got kind of just engulfed by the offensive line. That time he timed it up, got a bit of a running start. 5-yard loss.
And you go right up the A-gap, so by the time that Klein gave it to Dr. Dahl was pretty much in his wheelhouse suits.
He almost took the hand off from him. He got there so quick. You got to really time it well if you're going to kind of get that running start. And, maybe they have a snap count that hasn't varied a whole lot yet. Might want to try that.
We saw a 4th and 7 last time. The Colts weren't able to get it with the pitch to Wolfcool. What do they draw this time? Well, the same play. Wolfcool to the outside. Wolfcool makes Silly miss 20 to the 15. Has the first down 10. Hot steps, end zone, touchdown. Wolfcool gets his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season at the 6:03 mark here in the first half, and the Colts have hit pay dirt.
A little bit of a momentum shift there. This is the first time they've been able to cash in. They've had 2 really productive drives in a row. And they got to get them off the field, the Raiders do. It's a big 2-point conversion right here.
A large 2-point conversion here for the Richland Colts. Again, they get the ball first to start the second half of play. So if you can put something positive, try to get a stop, get the ball back, try to make this a 2-score game before the half. That's exactly what Richland is going to try to do. Klein under center, rolls, fires, throws, 2-point conversion is good to Otto Doctor. New score on our City of Hope scoreboard. It's Maple River 28, Richland 8 here on your liveevent.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Hey growers, when working on your water management solutions, call Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. They are your water management contractor, helping you with tile drainage plans, service drainage plans, or both. Remember, water management is a lifetime investment. Call Chad 701-430-0182 to get your water problem solved. For more information, follow Chad's Excavating on Facebook. For tile drainage and service plans, call 701-430-0182. Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Back here on the score for the Richland Colts on a drive that started at their own 35-yard line at the 10-13 mark. Took 4 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock with 65 yards. What did you like on the drive, Hoots, from the Richland Colts perspective here?
Consistency from their offensive line. They can, the entire way down, they were creating just big enough seams on the interior and then sealing the edge on that touchdown run.
Klein will put this one end over end kick. They'll kick it away from Bosch. Takes a high hop to about the 15-yard line. The Raiders are able to pick it up, and then going there is Caleb Dowse. Almost like on a basketball court, instead of hitting a dead spot, you hit a really good spot with springs, and that one goes to the 16-yard line, and just what the doctor ordered from a Colts perspective here.
That's why as a special teams coordinator, you are screaming, catch it in the air. You have no idea how an oblong ball is going to bounce on this grass. And we found out just how wonky it can be. Got to catch the ball in the air. But just more space here for total offense.
It's an interesting point of the game here. If Maple River doesn't score, but they can get 3-4 minutes off the clock, that's a positive from a Raider point of view. But if you're Richland, turnover, quick 3 and out, you get a touchdown, you're right back in this contest.
Yes.
Here's a 1st down and 10 for Maple River, full house backfield, and this goes to Carter Bosch, and Bosch gets to pass the 25 to about the 27-yard line for a gain of 11.
Hey, credit to Carter Bosch right there. That was a great run, but the way he took that handoff was not how he was taking it in his first 3 or 4 games of the year, where he was grabbing it with his hands like a guy who hadn't played football before. That time it was left arm up going right, put it right in the pocket, and it's amazing how nice that mesh can be when you have your arms in the right position.
This is just Maple River's 11th play from scrimmage so far here tonight, and it's been, again, gashing touchdowns for the Raiders, even though they're up by 20 right now with the inside trap now to Connor Dahl. Dahl pushing his way, trying to break out of a Colt tackle to the 30 for a gain of 4.
So you're saying before this drive, they scored on 4 of their 9 offensive plays?
That would be correct. They had 8 plays in the first quarter for 22 points and 149 yards. In comparison, in the first quarter, Richland had 14 plays for 56 yards. But again, there was that onside kick, which really changes again the complexion.
You steal a possession whenever you can get some type of a turnover on a kickoff. Stealing a possession is really big, especially when you're playing a possession-oriented team like Richland.
Maple River, 1 wide receiver, will split out. Dahl shotgun formation for Silling. High snap. Silling has to go back to his 20-yard line. Silling picks it up and then smartly just gets on the football, but that's a loss of 15 yards.
This becomes a really, really big play here. How conservative are you, Coach Fontaine? Are you going to, try to get 10 yards here, clear some space so you can punt it back to this offense that doesn't move terribly fast? Or do you take a little bit of a chance here, potentially stopping the clock on an incomplete pass, giving them 4 minutes to work their offense back down to the end of the half, with knowing that Richland gets the ball coming to start the second half?
And if you're the Colts too, all of a sudden you're 1 play away from getting that offense back on the field that's got to be feeling really good about themselves with how they've been performing here so far tonight. Pitch play goes to the outside. Carter Bosch trying to make a man miss, gets to 20, daylight 25, 30, and Bosch could go. Bosch to the 50, 40, 30, Bosch, end zone, touchdown Raiders. Carter Bosch takes it 82 yards to the house for his first touchdown of the night, and you get him out in space, and he is dangerous.
Conservatively aggressive play call there. Just toss it and hope that your numbers outweigh them on the outside, and then Bosch makes one cut and he's gone.
Bosch is like Maverick, as Iceman will call him. You're dangerous, Mav. And that's exactly what Carter Bosch is right there on that outside pitch play. He makes a man miss, gets a crease. It's really a 100-meter yard dash at that point with Carter Bosch.
Yeah, he certainly adds a bit of an exciting punch to this offense. Not that they don't have enough excitement to begin with, but that, it was just a conservative play call. Hey, toss it to the outside. Let's get 8-10 yards, punt it, move on. Instead, let's go 82 for a touchdown.
82 yards, conservative play like you mentioned, but regardless, it's a rushing touchdown here for Maple River as they will come out. Pitch play, that goes to Bosch to the outside. Bosch looking to pick up a block from Dowse, and really good hustle on the outside by Wolfcool to punch him out of bounds. He doesn't get the 2-pointer, but he gets the 6-pointer, and we're not talking about hunting quite yet. 3:35 left to play in the opening half. It's Maple River up by 34-8.
Triple E Incorporated in Page is cheering on the Raiders as they compete on and off the court and field. They put in the effort to build a team with trust, experience, and the ability to accomplish their goals. The team at Triple E Incorporated is built the same way, with knowledge and experience, with timeliness and efficiency. For your next non-residential building project, go online to eeeinc.com or stop by the office in Page for more information. Make your next project a winner with the team at Triple E Incorporated in Page.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Back here in Hope, the Cannon's been busy tonight with 5 touchdowns, 5 possessions, 5 scores for the Maple River Raiders. Maple River, again, here at home, wins of 46-6 over Enderlin, 46-18 over Larimore, and 51-22 over Griggs Dakota. Well, for the Richland Colts on the road this season, they played at Sargent County, they played at Griggs. They won 8-2 last week. At Sargent County earlier in the year, they lost 50-14. This is a line drive kick that gets picked up at the 47 by 47. That is Cody Bame. That was a line driver who sometimes I almost want to see those more on onside kicks. Not saying that was an onside kick, but I almost like to see that more and more throughout the game.
Sometimes you just pick a guy out and you just drill it right at his chest and see if he can catch it, and that guy definitely passed the test.
Richland will have their 4th possession of the contest. We'll keep it here. Timeout for Coach Larry Fontaine and the Raiders. And going back to what we said earlier on the last possession for Richland, you get a score, you make it at least 34-14, barring what the 2-point conversion is. Then you get the ball back to start the second half. All of a sudden, this ball game changes the complexion. If you're unable to get the score, then down 34-8 Hoots, it's still very manageable, but you're probably going to need a special teams play or a defensive play again. You need a turnover after that onside kick where you're -1 in that category.
You need a score, a halftime, and a score, and probably some type of a turnover or an onside kick in the second half to get yourself back into this.
Richland Colts will handle it here. They had a really nice drive capped off on the way by Wolfcool again with that touchdown, 12 carries for 63 yards and that score. First down and 10 for the Richland Colts. Full house backfield pitch play to the outside, the far boundary. Here goes Wolfcool. Wolfcool makes a man miss and gets tackled into Raider territory to about the 48-yard line.
Right there, Preston Dowse didn't exactly make the play in the backfield like he wanted to, but he did a great job of getting Wolfcool to have to come to a complete stop to make that cut up the field, keep him in bounds, keep that clock rolling, and no big plays here.
That's the biggest thing is we've seen the short side of the field get used a ton here tonight. Not so much the far side of the field for Richland Colts at particular times. 2nd down and 6 under center again is the sophomore Carson Klein. Raiders have everyone within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage. Pitch play. This will go to Wolfcool. Wolfcool dances. There is Trader. Martin able to come back, and that'll be a loss of 1. That looked a little disjointed from the snap, and Wolfcool loses a yard.
I think the center tried to cut and got pushed back into the quarterback, which caused a little confusion on the toss. But defensive line pursuit has been really good for the Raiders tonight when they've made those plays within 2 or 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. You know, the plays that have gone to the outside have kind of neutralized those interior 3 defensive linemen.
We always hear, you know, how much time do you leave a really good quarterback in the NFL? Well, how much time do you leave if you don't get the first down here if you're Richland with Maple River, where it's been, again, 1 play and it could go 60 yards here?
You want to score with zeros on the clock, ideally.
Right now, Richland, they need the Raider about 42 for a first down. Looking for the counter play on the reversal. Silling is there and tackles him for a loss. That's all the way back to the 39-yard line for a 12-yard loss on the pitch to Schmidt.
If I were Richland, I'd probably not run the short-sided toss Silling's way. He's done a fantastic job all game, you know, kind of keeping his butt to the sideline whenever there's a toss and then working his way inside or from outside in.
As Richland will come on to punt this football away with Dylan Bido. Had a really nice punt the first time. Stands back at his own 25. Here's a good right-footed kick that'll bounce at about the 33. Take a Colt roll inside the 25 and to the 23-yard line. Well, you got to like that punt that goes 37 yards. And for the Maple River Raiders, they'll have 79 seconds left here in this first half.
I think you go for a bit of a dagger here and try to score here right before the half and put any type of hope.
It's going to go to
kind of bury it.
I was going to go to my next point, Hoots, because where we are right now is the fringe of the mercy rule, which would start the clock immediately. How much in this contest, if you're the team that's up right now in Maple River, how much are you talking about that on the sideline to know, hey, if we get up by another score here, immediately the clock will start running to start the second half?
Well, hopefully they know how to subtract, and they would know that, you know, 1 more score puts them above 30. But, yeah, I don't know if they're talking about it a whole lot. The coaches are probably looking at each other and be like, really nice if we could have running clock here in the second half, get home a little early tonight.
Shotgun formation. 1 wide receiver split out near sideline is Connor Dahl. Motion man is going to go Bosch. Silling, looking, Silling, rolling, Silling, looking for a block. Now fire, steps up, throws. That's going to be caught right in front of us. Oh, what a catch by Maple River. Caleb Dow's on senior night comes across the pattern for a gain of 17.
That was a couple really deep routes, and it kind of turned into scramble drill where everybody was kind of working their way across the field with Silling, and then great job by Carter Bosch. That far right side, he was supposed to run some type of a wheel maybe, but came back and protected, gave T that extra second to make that throw over the middle.
And how about the senior Caleb Dow's who's to get back in this lineup again?
Yeah, he's kind of a jack of all trades. Backup quarterback, running back, receiver. He's been out for at least 3, if not 4 weeks with a concussion, so welcoming him back certainly helps his team.
First down and 10. Wishbone formation, pitch goes to Bosch. Bosch trying to get to the outside, makes a man miss. Coates, nice little juke as he gets to the 48-yard line, and Coach Larry Fontaine wants a timeout. Carter Bosch got hit there. It looked like Gorder coming in, and it is. We've been saying Gorder, we've been saying Wolfcool a ton tonight. I haven't seen them throughout the full part of the season, but seeing how these two kids play football, Hoots, I think all region caliber players on the door of all-state players with Gorder and Wolfcool here for Richland.
Yeah, absolutely. Wolfcool's stats, I'm assuming, will stand out a bit when they get to those types of meetings, but you know, it's tougher to sell when, you know, defensive linemen, offensive linemen, it's tough. It's, you know, coaches that really know the trenches will be able to say, yeah, that kid's a stud, he stands out. He's not going to walk in there and say, yeah, he's got 70 tackles. He's not. You can't accumulate those stats as a D lineman, so it's just these things that you notice from up top and the coaches notice on film are what pops to get those all-region, all-state picks.
And right now, we'll get to a look at our first half numbers once we get to our halftime show. The question is Maple River 1 play away again from trying to put one in the end zone? Well, for the Richland Colts right now, one play away from trying to minimize the damage at where it is right now and then get the ball back to start the second half of play. Second timeout by Coach Fontaine.
It was actually their last.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes, they used 2 timeouts coming off a change of possessions. I'm guessing he wishes he had one of those back right here.
Good call there. Second down upcoming for Maple River. They will need the 50 for the first. Wishbone formation, play action, looking for Drogan. This time Richland has it covered. Silling pops a pass incomplete to Carter Bosch.
I think if we would have rolled, the pocket to the right and had a little wider field, he would have had more time. He had Drogan deep. As soon as Silling broke the pocket, Drogan immediately turned his route and went up the field. But he just ran out of real estate over here. He was right up against the sideline and tried to squeeze one in.
And that was one where immediately you're kind of going, okay, with that package, probably a pitch to Bosch or that play action play, because, again, you're looking for a big chunk play, and Richland did a good job covering.
Out of bounds or past the sticks here is a must. 24 seconds, you're getting kind of that danger zone, whether or not you can spike it and run another play.
Shotgun for Silling as Bosch motions to left-hand side. Silling looking for a man, has him. That's going to be Dowse again at the 40.
Now they got to go quick.
12 yards for the pitch and catch. Dowse 2 catches for 29 yards. They will get the clock rolling here. Silling gets everyone set, spikes it.
They did not have enough guys on the line of scrimmage.
We'll see if that flag is going to be called here. They're going to mark it second down.
Okay.
So now Hoots with 11 seconds. If you can get out of bounds, you can run 2 plays, no question. But if Silling starts dancing around, then all of a sudden it might have to be the last play of the game, barring how long this
the throw's going to probably have to go into the end zone if he dances too long here, because I don't think no huddle's really in this offensive repertoire right now.
Second down and 10. We haven't said Hail Mary too often. And look where Silling, almost like in a punt right now with Dahl's the up man. Dahl pitches it to Silling. Silling throws it, looks it down the field, incomplete to Drogan at the 10-yard line. Good coverage on the outside here by the Richland Colts, as Richland on the outside able to make that one-on-one was Owen Saylor.
I kind of like the design of that. You line him up at about 8 yards deep, you snap it to the up back, give him 3 or 4 extra yards of space. The linemen from Richland have gotten nice pressure here on these pass plays, so just give him a couple extra steps to get into those throws, and we know he's got the arm to throw in the end zone from here.
Would that look like you're in study hall and you got a half hour to kill and you use the whiteboard to come up with some offensive plays and say
now
to
they're
your
drawing
coaches,
them up on their iPads,
right?
and going, hey, look at this.
That's kind of what it felt like.
Exactly right, yeah.
Third down and 10 here for the Raiders. Bosch is lined up off at the tight end spot with Silling under center. They release, Silling throws, incomplete, and that'll end this first half of play. So for the Maple River Raiders, they love the start. 22 points in the first quarter, and they would grant 12 more points in the second. For the Richland Colts, 0 points in the first and 8 points in the second. We're back after this with our halftime show on YourLiveEvent.com.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends, and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Located on the beautiful Goose River in Hillsboro, the Goose River Golf Club offers both recreational and experienced golfers a great round. It's a 9-hole course open to the public, located right off exit 104 on I-29. The Goose River Golf Club in Hillsboro offers annual memberships for singles and families, also college memberships, first-time memberships, and outside 30-mile radius of Hillsboro membership available as well. Men's Day is Wednesday, Ladies' Day is Tuesday. You can learn more about getting on the Goose River Golf Club, GooseRiverGolfClub.com.
Hometown Community Bank serves both the Hope Page and Maple Valley School Districts. If you're interested in an egg loan, real estate, consumer, or commercial loan, Hometown Community Bank can serve you. Give DeWitt a call at either branch location in Page or Fingal. Ask Janine about the competitive certificates of deposit or money market rates. Hometown Community Bank is a community bank and proud of the communities they serve, and they wish the best of luck to the Maple River Raiders for many years moving forward with the co-op. Hometown Community Bank is a member of the FDIC.
As we come back here on our halftime show, as they're honoring the seniors here tonight in Hope on senior night. Chase Miller alongside Nathan Hoots. Also like to thank Jesse for being our cameraman here this evening. Maple River Raiders lead at 34-8 right now over the Richland Colts. Taking a look at the first half numbers, they go like this. For Maple River, 334 yards of offense. They have 190 on the ground and 144 through the air for Maple River. And they also did have that penalty of 15 yards, 1 for 15 with no turnovers. While for the Richland Colts, 172 yards of offense. They have yet to attempt a pass here outside of a 2-point conversion. 172 yards on 26 carries, 1 penalty for 5 yards, no turnovers for Richland. Maple River drive chart, touchdown, 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 half for Richland. Punt, downs, touchdown, and a punt here for the Richland Colts. Nathan Hoots is on the sideline. We'll take a look and get his thoughts here in a moment. But first, let's recap the scoring action here as well tonight for the Maple River Raiders. They had an opening touchdown on the first play of the game, Silling to Drogan for a 45-yard touchdown. And then the 2-point conversion went Silling to Dahl as well. Maple River then would score on their next possession of the game with a Silling to Drogan 60-yard touchdown. Then Silling had the 2-point conversion. It was 16-0 Raiders with 5:23 left in the opening quarter. Silling to Dahl then for 22 yards on a post pattern and a score with 4:35 left in the first quarter. Made it 22-0 in favor of Maple River. Silling then with a backyard broken play of 78 yards on a rushing touchdown, made it 28-0 Raiders. Richland got on the board at the 6:03 mark. Wolfcool with a 20-yard rushing touchdown, and then you had Klein to Doctor for the 2-point conversion that made it 28-8 at that point in favor of Maple River. And the Raiders, Carter Bosch, an 82-yard house call for his first rushing touchdown of the night, made it 34-8 Maple River. Nathan Hoots on the sideline. Hoots, after hearing the first numbers from a team standpoint and taking a look at the stats so far here, what comes to mind between these two teams in the opening 24 minutes?
It's definitely stepped up and played well in the red zone for the Raiders. A couple key plays to stop their first long drive for the Colts. But after that, you can say the obvious, and their offense stood out, scoring on every single possession except for the one going into the half. Just efficiency, a lot of good things for the Raiders that you'd like to see with the opponents that they have coming up. If I'm the Lemoore defensive coordinator, I'm spending a lot of time this weekend getting ready for this Raider offense next week. As you go into the half here, you just as a Raider fan, you look to get a stop here to start the first half or start the second half, and then you're probably looking at running clock if they can get their offense in the end zone one more time. Richland, you're just looking to try to put something together here to start the second half and maybe try to steal a possession or two with a turnover or an onside kick.
Take a look at some of these scores. Number 2 South Border leads New Salem Alma 23-6 at the half. For South Border, West Hope Newburgh Glenburn, number 4 in the state, leads Alexander 24-6. Also, nearing the half, Weimar Lidgewood 40-0 over Hatton Northwood. Nearing the half as well, last reported score, Sargent County 49, Enderlin 6. And Lemoore Litchfield Marion all over Hankinson in the first half, 32-0. So those are some scores from across 9B. When we come back after this, we'll take a look at the first half individual numbers, also some other scores from 11-man football, that and more at the half on our City of Hope scoreboard.
Hope Page Public Schools are committed to the development of all students by providing a high-quality education that is reflective of the strong values in our communities. The staff at Hope Page Public Schools work each day to enable and inspire students to achieve academic excellence and make positive contributions to our world. Learn more about Hope Page Public Schools by visiting hopepage.k12.nd.us. We are Hope Page, and we will change the world.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
Mother Nature can strike at any time, and Irie Insurance is here to help. Experience the difference with Irie. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve.
Home insurance, auto insurance, crop insurance, commercial insurance, benefits insurance.
We have you covered from head to toe, underground to sky. Go to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
As we come back here at the half, let's take a look at some of the individual numbers. T. Silling through the air right now currently is 5 of 10 for the Raiders for 156 yards passing, and he has not one, not two, but 3 passing touchdowns. Silling also on the ground, 2 carries for 63 yards with a score as well. Carter Bosch, 5 carries for 117 yards and a touchdown. Connor Dahl, 3 carries for 10 yards. Drogan through the air, 105 yards receiving, 2 catches and 2 scores. Dow's 2 catches for 29 yards, and Connor Dahl 1 catch for 22 yards and a touchdown. Here for individual numbers for Maple River. For Richland, Wolfcool 14 carries for 66 yards and a score for Nick. And Doctor right now with 11 carries for 53 yards, and Klein 1 for -7 here, and 0 passing yards again for the Richland Colts. Your out-of-town scores in a 11-man football in AAA. Number 1, Shanley Housing Legacy, 48-7 at the half for the top-ranked Deacons. How about this score, though, from West Fargo Cheyenne? Number 2, Minot 10, West Fargo Cheyenne 7 at the half between number 2 and number 3. Davies leads South, that's 3A versus 2A, 21-7 at the half so far here tonight for some of the scores on the eastern side of the state. In 11 AA football, 8 minutes left to go in the game on yourliveevent.com. Grand Forks Central 15, West Fargo Horace 14. Wahpeton leads over Valley City at the half 10-0. Top ranked North all over Red River midway through the third quarter, 38-14 for the Spartans. And Jamestown and Dickinson at the half, Jamestown 17, Dickinson 15. Also on yourliveevent.com tonight, Ellendale Edgeley Column 7 going up against the Hillsborough Central Valley Burros, who are scoreless. The Thunder up by 7. Harvey Wells County leads Carrington at the half 12-8. Thompson over Northern Cass at the half 14-12. Oaks leads Mayport CG at Jeromeburg Field 20-0 at the half. And the last report we heard again, Kindred and Lisbon, it was Kindred 13, Lisbon 8 after 1 half of play. So the Kindred Vikings lead it by 5. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get Nathan Hoots' keys to the second half here. That and more still to come on yourliveevent.com.
Maple Valley Parents is a nonprofit organization whose main purpose is to promote, encourage, and support the Maple Valley students, teachers, and staff. MVP strives to strengthen and enhance the educational and social environment of the Maple Valley School District by providing opportunities for students, teachers, and parents to learn, socialize, communicate, and grow together. MVP Group welcomes anyone to join them in their mission. If you'd like to get involved or see upcoming events, check out the Maple Valley Parents Facebook page.
The Maple Maple Valley School District is moving forward with the plan to build a new pre-K classroom, community fitness center, and gymnasium with locker rooms. The classroom will provide more space for a growing pre-K program. The fitness center will provide opportunities to benefit all Maple Valley communities, and the gym will allow more opportunities for all activities of the Maple River Co-op. Plus, the plan is to build with no new taxes. Contact the business manager to see how you can help make this a reality today at 701-749-2570.
It was October 1st, 2009. We needed some machinery for the farm. We decided to see if we could become a dealer, and that's kind of grown into what it's been today.
We offer basically anything short line. Seed tenders, fertilizer spreaders, sprayers. We can really set ourselves apart by the knowledge we have in those things, by the amount of units we have on hand at all times.
I just have a passion for helping people, getting to know people. It just becomes a lot of fun.
I'm Darian Bitts. I'm confident on and off the field. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
I'm Doug Gray. I'm confident during the performance and when it's time for college. I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
As we continue here on our halftime show between the Maple River Raiders and the Richland Colts here tonight in Hope, North Dakota. What started off as a picture-perfect night for a Friday, well, it really feels like the hint of fall. If you can get your outdoor work and maybe go golfing the next 3 to 4 days just kind of to do it, then it looks like it's in the 60s, which isn't that bad. Just first time we get to 60 and 50 degrees, Hoots. I know that's very much football weather, but the first time you feel it, get a little chill, so to speak, in the house or the apartment, depending on where you're at.
I had 2 trees that decided to drop all of their leaves in the last 48 hours, so my Saturday is booked.
So you're going to be raking leaves is what it sounds like here for the weekend.
Yeah, I might go the lazy route and, set the lawnmower height a little high and bag them all up and dump them. Not sure yet, but it's probably going to be most of a day project.
Easy, Carlos says we got 90 seconds left to play here in this pregame show, halftime show that is. Taking a look at this particular contest, Hoots, Maple River and Richland. Let's start with the Richland Colts here again. A really good running with Doctor, really good running with Wolfcool. They tried 1 or 2 trap plays or reverses. Stilling's been able to be there defensively at the end spot when that's been there. Richland might have to have a little bit more up-tempo when you're chasing points and the score. Good news for them again, the running time does not start right away, especially if you can get a touchdown. But if you go 3 and out, punt, anything that nature, and Maple River gets it in the end zone, all of a sudden it's really going to be an uphill battle. This is one of those, it feels like a must-score type of drive for the Richland Colts at a half.
It doesn't feel like it. It definitely is. With the offense that they run, like I said, they have to score here. And unfortunately, the keys to the game in the first, the pregame was, hey, we got to take time off the clock, run that the clock is not your friend any longer. The clock was your friend on the opening kickoff. The clock is no longer your friend, and you need to take some shots, regardless of what your offense is supposed to look like. You have got to stray a little bit and take some shots here or there, and some, typically running, downs. You're going to have to go play action and throw it. You're going to maybe have to run a toss pass with Wolfcool if he's got an arm, and just experiment a little bit and see what happens.
On the opposite side, if you're the Maple River Raiders here, kind of the old adage of, hey, offense has been good. Sure, there's some things that you got to probably clean up in the run game defensively, but overall for Maple River, probably a pretty good grade in that opening 24 minutes.
I would say so. I think based on the teams you're seeing in the upcoming weeks, you'd like to see that run defense tighten up a little bit more. Turn those 6-7 yard runs that Wolfcool and they had in that first half, turn those into 2 or 3, because the next couple of weeks, if you're giving up 6 or 7 to this team, they're going to be 15 or 16 next week.
Yeah, with Lamar Litchell-Marion again coming into Hope a week from tonight. Well, for the Richland Colts, they will have a rivalry game with the Hankinson Pirates, and then they will close out their season for Richland against the Enderlin Eagles. While for Maple River, they will close out their season 2 weeks from today in Milner. Here's the end-over-end kick by Satcham that gets picked up at about the 28-yard line by Schmidt. Schmidt then runs right underneath us as we have a Catbirds kind of a seat here, and that'll be a first down and 10 for Richland at their own 37-yard line.
I'd like to see him maybe take one of those shot plays here on this first down. You know it's 4-down territory no matter where you're at the rest of this game. So why not try something here, and knowing that you can probably manufacture 10 yards in the next 3 plays. Try to take a shot here, see what happens.
For the Richland Colts here, they will come out at the center spot wearing number 99, a sophomore. Again, Carter Fife. You have Cody Boehm and Wade Gorder at the guard spot. We'll get to the rest of this line here in a moment. Under center is Carson Klein. Klein, handoff. This goes to Doctor. Doctor able to put the helmet down and split a couple of Raiders past the 40, and he's wrapped up there.
A good start there defensively for the Raiders. First guy got there, slowed him down. Everybody rallied up and big gang tackle.
You're starting to see on the outside here for the Richland Colts as well, Dylan Beidel playing to the outside a little bit. Also with him, you have Logan Frederick in the full house backfield, Schmidt, Doctor, and Wolfcool, as we mentioned, for Richland. You got Frank Martin, Levi Trader here for Maple River on the line, alongside with Dylan Zahn right now, the 3-down lineman. Pitch play goes to Wolfcool. Wolfcool looks for a cutback, spins his way. Trader is there. Wolfcool, kind of a broken play, able to get a gain of 5.
You wonder if that's how it's drawn up, where they kind of faked it and then pitched to the outside and didn't really try to get to the sideline. Took 1 or 2 steps, cut it up, and they kind of blocked it like it was a 3-hole or a 5-hole run and not to the outside.
Don't see that too terribly often, because almost for a second you saw the quarterback Klein go one way, then pitch it the other way. I know playing college football, EA Sports 2014, that'll be called a misdirection.
Ah, yes.
I
can see you spending many late nights probably playing that game, drawing up, making your own playbook.
I don't know how many times you would use that, though, in high school football every now and then. Dahl looking at blitz. He does. They pitch it to the opposite side. Wolfcool makes a man miss, and Wolfcool gets to 40 before Silling chases him down. Dahl with the A-gap pressure. They pitch it to the outside. A perfectly executed call that's able to go for 15 yards.
Yeah, he put his foot in the ground. It seems like if he can get downhill, with only one guy between him and where he wants to go, he does a really nice job. He puts his foot in the ground with a lot of determination, and then just got downhill as quickly as possible.
On our City of Hope scoreboard opening drive here of the half for the Richland Colts. This is their 5th of the contest. Work and play in Hope, North Dakota. From job listings and housing options, search HopeND.com. That again is HopeND.com. Chase Miller, Nathan Hoots, and Jesse Burnell here with us running the camera as we have our full house backfield. Klein again under center, ball spotted at the 40. This will go to Wolfcool. Wolfcool stays up as he's running over Raiders for a gain of 10.
Kind of looked like Connor Dahl right there. Put his shoulder down and just ran through contact. That was probably 5, 6, 7 yards after contact, and then took him for a ride. Exactly how you would draw up the second half to start here. Probably playing with a little more sense of urgency, quicker huddles. Maybe not let these Raiders defensive linemen rotate in like they have been all game.
3 rushes for 30 yards here for Wolfcool in this third quarter. 1st and 10 Colts at the Raider 30. This one will go to Doctor. Doctor spins, and then Dahl comes in on the tackle, but not before Doctor gets about a gain of 2.
That was that play that they ran several times in that first quarter off of this right side, kind of when they got down into this territory. First time the Raiders have really stuffed it. That was probably a 5+ yard gain in that first quarter, and now that was only 2. Kind of puts them a little behind the chains here.
And so far, it's taken them 3 minutes to go from their own 37-yard line right now to the Raider about 27-yard line. A big play by Wolfcool. Again, a 15. Largest play from scrimmage night for Richland is 20. Wolfcool with the touchdown. Play clock under 10. Now getting to 5 as Klein goes under center. Klein pitches it. Wolfcool. Wolfcool makes a man miss. Has a crease. Wolfcool with the second rushing touchdown of the ball game. This goes 27 yards for a score, and just what the Richland Colts needed to start this third quarter of play.
Quick strike. It was that play that we were kind of, I don't want to say we were making fun of, but it was something that we hadn't really seen, and they ran it again, and both times were effective.
That misdirection, if you will, right? All of a sudden you're just looking for a little gap and maybe a little eye candy, Hoots, where you get someone out of their spot defensively, and Wolfcool takes it to the house.
With the way he runs the ball, you need one guy to take one false step, and he can score it.
18 carries, 123 yards for Wolfcool, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Klein goes under center looking for Doctor on the 2-point conversion. Incomplete. But Richland back within 20 here with 8:34 left to play in the third quarter. It's high school football on your live events.
This is Chris Brecken from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to our growers. Your trust and fellowship is the driving force behind our dedication to your successful farming operation. We continue to invest in the education of our team to ensure your customer experience is outstanding. Thank you for the opportunity to be your planter experts. Stop by either of our locations in Hillsboro or Drayton, North Dakota, or visit planterdoc.com.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
As we come back here, 34-14, so Richland with the touchdown and that power football for the Colts here. Again, they came in averaging just 7 points per contest for Richland. They won a game 8-2 last week in Griggs. Their most scoring in a contest is against Hatton Northwood, where they scored 15 in the second week of the season. But the ball on the tee here will be Klein at his own 40-yard line. Kickoffs have been intriguing today. There's a little pooch kick, and Trader will pick it up at the 43-yard line, but he had his teammate call for a fair catch, so they blow it dead after Gabriel thought that he might go pick up the ball, and Trader comes in front of him. So regardless, Maple River will have it at the 45.
I'm going to guess Game Bertson's going to hear a little bit from Levi Trader after the game. That was his time to shine, and he gets called off because of a fair catch. But he caught it in the air and secured. That's all that matters.
Well, I'm going back to a bingo card. If you would have certain things on what you would see on a kickoff here tonight, Hoots, I think we got a bingo. Yeah. You're not getting a fair catch too often. You had an onside kick. You got one that bounced about 10 yards off the turf here. We've seen everything tonight.
Funky special teams things happen in Hope.
First down and 10 for Maple River. Ball spotted at their own 43. Silling with the drop, looking to roll. Now getting chased by Gorder. Silling looking down the field. There's a cannon looking for Drogan. Overshoots him at the 30-yard line. Silling's pass intended for number 5. I'll tell you this much. Stops the clock. If you do get a 3rd and 10 here, I mean a 3 and out here from a Colts perspective, we got ourselves
You're quietly back in the game
without
if that's
question.
The case.
It's still a 3-score game. You still need stuff to go your way, but we've seen crazier stuff in high school sports.
That's exactly right.
For Maple River, Silling will handle the football now with twins both split out left and right with Carter Bosch. They have been the big play variety here tonight for Maple River when scoring touchdowns. Silling keeps it, 45. Here comes some pursuit. Silling right underneath us, where he pretty much goes away like Magic Man underneath us, because we're stretched out a little bit where we're almost on top of the field, and you can't do anything with our cameraman Jesse because he goes underneath us and it's like peekaboo. Here comes Silling, just kind of leaves the football field.
I can tell you he ran out of bounds, he scampered out of bounds, and there was no Richland Colts subs to slow him down. With all 2 of them I currently see on the sideline.
And because Silling goes out of bounds, it stops the clock here. So 2 plays that have gone maybe about 10 seconds or so, and that's about it that's been off the clock here. I formation. Connor Dahl with a fullback trap, and Dahl gets the first down. Wolfcool comes in on the tackle, but Dahl able to make his way to the 44-yard line for a rush of 4.
It's kind of been a staple of Fontaine's offense this year is, getting Dahl probably 5 or so of those quick trap plays. That's the first one that they've run thus far today. Just, keep the sticks moving, keep the clock moving, stay in bounds here. Don't try to stop the clock.
Maple River and Richland played each other last year in the postseason opening round here in Hope. The Raiders came out with a 36-6 win. Maple River outscored Richland 22-6 in the second quarter. Clay Hovelson, 32 carries, 174 yards, and 2 touchdowns last year when these 2 teams met. Shotgun formation, Silling back at the 50. Option play, Silling cuts inside of the 45 to the 40, and he barrels his way to about the 37-yard line.
Good decision. You could see the whole way he looked like he really wanted to pitch that ball, but the outside defender for the Colts did a nice job of taking away the pitch man. Silling just took exactly what he should have. Get downhill, get 7 yards, move on.
For Maple River here, they've scored on every possession outside of the final one of the half of the first. And we haven't really seen a drive that they put together who instead have been, 8, 9, 10 plays. It's been really a gashing 60, 70-yarder here for Maple River's offense.
If they can put together 2 of those 8, 10 play drives, game is over, no matter if they score or they do not.
2nd and 10. This one is a broken play here. Dowes makes a man miss, but then a good tackle by Wolfcool. So all of a sudden, Silling was looking for almost not an end around Hoots, but just coming across there. Now makes it 3rd and 3.
Yeah, I almost call it like a wingback sweep, but I'm guessing he's putting a giant line through that play and not running it again tonight.
So all of a sudden, you look up and you say, okay, there's a couple of plays there. And Silling, after a gain of 8, it's a loss of 1 here to Caleb and 3rd down. Without question, 4-down territory as we're at the midway point of the 3rd quarter. Raiders looking to get the first. Bosch in that orbit motion. Silling sees it, cuts it, has the first down. Silling past the 30, and he's taken out at about the 28-yard line. Richland in on the tackle by Cody Bain.
Yeah, that's a really nice long developing play that you have to block well if you're going to run that orbit motion and you're going to run any type of long developing play. Guys up front have got to hold their block. Be interesting to see if maybe they could sneak that tight end down the seam when you run that play right there. The way you have Dahl out in front lead blocking, he should be able to pick up the first guy that's wearing a white jersey. Sneak that tight end right down the seam. He's going to be wide open.
On orbit motion, the Oregon Ducks Chip Kelly offense, everyone kind of, reminds me of a little bit. Now it's talking about the Miami Dolphins and how they're using different variations of motion in the National Football League.
They are so much fun to watch.
1st down and 10 here for Silling. Handoff, that goes to Dahl. Dahl to the 25-yard line. Wolfcool brings him down, but that's going to be a gain to the 21 for about 8 yards.
Not to stray away from the high school game, but it's crazy how in less than, a month, the Dolphins have kind of stole the show as the team that all these high school teams want to steal plays from. It used to be the Chiefs, and it still is. The first play of the 2-point conversion, the Raiders ran the Travis Kelce dump pass, shovel underneath, but it's the Dolphins now everybody is watching as the play that they want to steal and be cool and watch.
2nd down and 2. We'll see if that motion comes into effect again with Bosch. Yes, it does on that orbit. Play action, Silling looking down the field. That gets covered. Silling now to the 25-yard line, makes one Colt miss, and spins his way out of bounds, but he stepped out of bounds at the 23-yard line, so it actually will be a loss of a yard or so.
At the 23-yard line. Bring up a couple big plays here, but try to keep that clock rolling, see if you can drain out the rest of this clock here in the 3rd quarter and just put a real pinch on the Richland offense to have to go faster than they want to.
Well, if you're talking the NFL again, Miami Dolphins, yes, like Miami Vice is nice, but the story is going to be who's dressing up as Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift for Halloween. That's the real question.
You're going to see a lot of that this year, yes.
And also, could she be in Minneapolis next weekend when the Chiefs come to the Vikings?
Right.
Who knows? 3rd down upcoming here. This goes to Carter. Bosch to the 20. Bosch to the 15. Bosch makes his way to about the 9-yard line. 14 yards on the rush for Bosch.
Here she's going to New York. I don't know if she's going to migrate north to Minneapolis. It's probably not as desirable. It is nice this time of year, though.
She sold out like 4 shows at US Bank Stadium this year. She loves Minneapolis. I don't know about the Vikings, but
or they
the
love
Chiefs.
her. One of the two, yes.
1st down. Make it 1st and goal here for Maple River. Are you a Swiftie, by the way?
My daughters are, so by default, yes.
You are. Here's a 1st and goal here for Silling. Handoff. This will go to Bosch. Bosch gets popped, and a really good pursuit by a handful of Richland Colts. Wolfcool was part of that party also with Cody Bain to the outside for a loss of 2.
Getting a lot of extracurriculars here that are, I think we're getting some frustrated Raiders players because they're getting popped. I don't want to say it's after the whistle, maybe through the whistle is the right thing, and they're not taking much liking to that.
Well, 2nd and goal, the one thing I'll say that is liking from a Raider point of view, though, Hoots, there's only been 2 drives combined in this quarter, and we're nearly at the 3-minute mark.
That's exactly what you want.
2nd and goal now, ball spotted at the 11. Silling, play action, rolls near sideline. Silling looks, and that's going to be incomplete. He had Dahl, he had Bosch, and he had Drogan, and he split Dahl and Drogan.
Yeah, I don't know if that was executed the way that the Raiders wanted to. When he turned around to fake, there was no one to fake to. It's hard to sell to the linebackers a run fake if your quarterback opens up the wrong direction. Now, it just as well could have been the running back going the wrong way, but either way, they got to be on the same page if you want those linebackers to really sell out and take away that run fake.
Colts are 2 defensive stops away from getting the ball back, and then, hey, you just never know with the remainder of this contest. Well, for Maple River, a touchdown you would feel would be too much to overcome with about 15 minutes left to play. That's what the Raiders want on their side of the football. A little bit of a high snap. Silling, speed option. Silling pitches it now to Bosch. Bosch to 10. Bosch to 5. Hot steps. End zone. Touchdown, Raiders. This goes for 11 yards to Cotter Bosch for the score. But we do have a flag back at the 8-yard line.
I think there might have been a late hit on Silling after he made that pitch. Probably put it on the 2-point conversion.
8 carries for 140 yards, so the touchdown will stand. There was a personal foul penalty, again, on the Richland Colts. And for the White Hat here going across the way to talk it over with Larry Fontaine. But again, at the 3:16 mark left in the third quarter, Maple River now with a 40-14 lead over Richland. Bosch with a running touchdown of 82 and now 11 yards. Bosch and Dow's part of this wishbone offense here with Silling. Handoff goes to Bosch, fumbles the football, picks it back up. Little shake and bake stutter step, and Bosch is into the end zone for a 2-point conversion. 3:16 left to play on our City of Hope scoreboard. Raiders lead it by 28 on your live event.
It's cleaner with Gleaner and less money, too. Find the savings on Gleaner combines at Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9, North Ada. Now, listen to this. 0.99% interest, less than 1% interest, 0.99 interest for 5 years on all new Gleaner combines, or choose 0% interest for 24 months. These Gleaner combines are getting raving reviews from the demonstrations and from those who have purchased Gleaner combines this summer. Gleaner combines from Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9, North Ada.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in North Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the NDHSAA and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
For the Maple River Raiders, they elected to take that personal foul again and put another one on your bingo card in terms of kickoffs, as this one will be inside the Richland Colt territory to kick this one off for Satcham at the Richland 45.
He's going to try to bomb this one in the end zone, see what happens.
Well, that would be a touchback. What's he going to do? Satcham, well, right on cue, and there's your touchback. So, again, I think we have 4 corners covered.
Yep.
I'm not sure if we got all the bingo card spot with a kickoff, but it's pretty close here tonight here in Hope.
Yeah, you could see, I think he took about a 20-yard approach on that kick. So you knew he was going to try to bomb that thing. And you don't terribly often get to say that you kicked one into the end zone. Just make sure when he's showing off and telling the girls that he kicked one in the end zone, just don't bring up there was after a 15-yard penalty.
Happy Gilmore style, but for kicking here tonight.
That's right.
In Richland. Regardless here, the Colts trailing it by 28 points. They will handle the football. Third possession of the half combined for these two teams. Second one here for Richland. They had an opening touchdown to start the half. Maple River on the opposite side, able to take over 5 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock on their touchdown drive. Nick Wolfcool like trying to get out in space again. Tell you what, heady runner for another gain. This one for about 10 yards, and they'll give him the full 10 for the first.
This guy is just the definition of a bell cow back. He can do pretty much everything. Whenever there's any type of a run that doesn't go to him, he's a guy laying someone out and getting a big block. Every time he touches it, he's getting positive yards. He just does not go down in the backfield. He does not go down at first contact.
Some other scores from across the way. New Rockford Cheyenne 72, Midway Minto 6. Rockets well out in front, and Lamore Litchfield Marion leads Hankinson 44-6 in high school football tonight. 1st and 10 Colts Pitch play, Wolfcool to the outside. Wolfcool going to get wrapped up for about a gain of 1 to the outside. That goes Dow's, and on the tackle, that's Preston, the sophomore.
It's that same play they scored on last possession. You can tell they must have talked about it a little bit in between possessions. You don't get a whole lot of time in 9-man football when the same guys pretty much stay on the field the whole time, but the coaching has got to happen in between touchdowns and kickoffs, and then in between kickoffs in your first total on offense.
Colts in that full house backfield for Maple River. They got about 5 guys right at the line here. So if you get past that first wave like we've seen Wolfcool do once or twice, it can be a long rush here for the Richland Colts. Handoff, this goes to Doctor. Doctor able to dogpile a little bit over Connor Dahl to the 40, make that the 36-yard line for a gain of 4.
And you definitely don't need a very wide camera angle to get all 18 guys into view here.
No, you do not.
You could zoom in pretty good.
It's been fun to see here tonight. Just, again, the different styles of what you see in football, right? A full house backfield. You've seen a wishbone. We've seen the eye. We've seen shotgun. Seen a little bit of everything from both of these teams combined. But for Richland, it's been the majority of this. 3 guys in the backfield, not a Maryland eye, but a full house backfield. 3rd down and 5 for the Colts. Pitch, Wolfcool trying to get to the boundary. Wolfcool, and they're going to see if he stepped out of bounds. He did not. He gets the first down to the 44-yard line. What a rush by Wolfcool.
As a Shanley grad, you'd probably appreciate it. We just called that the Shanley T. When we played them back in our AA days, they ran that all the time with Oxendahl. It was just annoying to try and defend because they would run corner routes with those tight ends as soon as you decided to take away the counter and the lead and the sweep, and then they'd run that corner route, and then you'd be, extra point.
Yeah, Rod Oxendahl, wily vet in the state Cavalier, Shanley, right, winning state championships as a head coach. Ball spotted at the 44-yard line. Klein under center. Pitch play. This goes to Doctor. Doctor to the 45, and then he's going to get tackled by Silling at about the 47-yard line. As Connor Dahl might have took an inadvertent hit here as he's a little bit slow to get up.
Gabe Burnson stepping in and playing a little D-line this week. He was about a half a second away from getting a play that was about 6-7 yards in the backfield. Did a good job of knifing through and causing that toss to be as quick as possible.
And speaking of Fargo Shanley, playing at the highest level at 3A football here this season with Coach Mathern. Also, everyone remembers the Sid Sitchy days when it comes to North Dakota history for high school football. When you have Roger Maris in high school, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
2nd down upcoming. This one's on the ground, and Doctor able to roll on it. It hit him in the stomach, then got enough with the right knee to pop it forward. It's a loss of 2, but that might end our 3rd quarter play.
3rd and 9.
Burnson kind of got the exact same jump off the ball there again. He took down the quarterback right as he was tossing it.
After 1 quarter of play, it was 22-0 Maple River. After 2 quarters of play, the Raiders were up 34-8, and after 3 quarters of play, it's 42-14. Final 12 minutes of regulation next on your live event.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with 10 locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but they can also help with auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help you with your banking needs. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
High school football on yourliveevent.com. Some other games on yourliveevent.com in the 4th quarter. Kindred leads Lisbon 21-14, and West Fargo Horace picks up the win over Grand Forks Central 22-15. So congratulations to former VCSU Viking alum Harvey McMahon in his 2nd year as the head coach. This one's going to get pitched to the outside to Wolfcool. Wolfcool spins his way to about the 48-yard line, makes it about a 4th and 6 upcoming.
This could be the last important offensive play. If they don't get this 4th down conversion right here, it could be game, set, and match.
As it's a hint of chill in the air. I look across the way, I see not the parkas out, but I definitely see the blankets out here
if
tonight.
you packed one, I'd take it right now. It's a little cooler than the 80 it was as I pulled up at whatever time it was, 5:30.
Where's a bonfire when you need one, right?
I'd be right next to it.
Fourth down upcoming for the Richland Colts. They need the Maple River about 46 for the first down as Klein goes under center. And everyone is 2 to 3 yards from the football here on defense. Pitch play. This goes to Wolfcool. Wolfcool stretches to the 50, but he's not going to get it. 2 yards. Frank Martin was partially there. Also with Dow's here. 2 yards on the play, and we got a turnover on downs.
Good stand there. A lot of subs coming in and out for the Raiders, and kind of no matter who they've rotated in, they've gotten good, solid defensive line pressure. You know, not exactly blowing guys up with their strength, but they've kind of decided, hey, we're going to go with a little more speed on the defensive line, and it's really worked for them, just kind of shooting through gaps rather than taking on those offensive linemen heads up.
For Maple River, this will be their second possession of the half, fourth combined. In the first half, we had 10 combined possessions, 6 by the Raiders, 4 by the Richland Colts. 42-14 Maple River trying to get to 5-2 on this season. Richland came in with a 2-3 mark both overall and in Region 1 play. Maple River 3-2 in Region 1. Handoff to Carter Bosch. Bosch is able to stick his foot in the ground and get to about the 45-yard line for a gain of 5.
Well done. Run that ball between the tackles here. Maybe an 8-play drive. Take 3.5 to 4 minutes off the clock. Kind of salt this one away here. That's what they're looking for.
Maple River, they've scored in every quarter so far here tonight. Taking a look at the Raiders with their 42 points. The most they've scored this season is 51. While for the Richland Colts, again, 14 points. Matches their second highest so far here on this season. They've had games with the Warbirds, Hetton Northwood, Sargent County, Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, and Griggs Dakota. 2nd and 5. Dotting the I is Bosch. Here comes a blitz by Doctor. Bosch bounces to the outside of the 40. Bosch to the 35, cuts back in, and he's going to get tripped up past the 25 to about the 23-yard line for a gain of 22 yards.
I don't even know what the word is to describe him when he gets to the outside. He's not a one-cut downhill runner by any means, but he probably put his foot in the ground and cut 7 different times on that run right there. He's just a jitterbug is probably the word I would use.
I would say it's kind of like in basketball when you're doing a 2-on-1, right? Do you do the bounce pass? Do you throw a Euro step? You have a move in your pocket, but when he's able to maybe cut left and then quickly come back right, those high steps through the ropes here, Hoots, that's exactly what kind of comes into motion.
Yeah, he's so low to the ground. He's tough to get a good hit on. I mean, he hasn't gotten popped once this year that I've seen.
As the play clock's to 5, Silling looks to throw. The pocket collapses. Silling makes a couple of guys miss. Now has some room out in front of him. Silling gets to the numbers at the 20-yard line, at the 15. Then he dives to about the 13-yard line. Close for a first, and they'll give him the gain of 10.
Made a little something out of nothing. There had guys that were probably about 7 yards deep in the backfield that could have had him for a sack, and just got to make something out of nothing. Try not to have too many negative plays, and good thing he didn't try to force it. Didn't look like any Raider receivers had any openings. Did a nice job just taking what he got.
Silling with 97 yards rushing. Make sure you stay tuned to our post-game shows for our post-game conversation with the winning team. Also, we'll get to our REK Enterprises feature precision play of the contest, Enbridge Energy player of the game. That and more is still to come once we get to our post-game show. Maple River putting a little bit of a drive together right now with Silling, with Bosch behind him. They're looking to find Dahl in the flat. Richland does a good job covering it. Silling now gets the numbers of the 20, throws open, Dahl, end zone, is he in? Touchdown Raiders! 13 yards, Silling to Dahl, and the Raiders lead it 48-14.
That was a great job of extending the play. Fantastic job. Dahl ran a flat route. Steven Drogan looked like a little 8 to 10 yard hitch route, and then he escaped the pocket and everybody went deep. And they just know when you have a quarterback that can throw it rolling left, rolling right, he's got an arm to throw it from wherever. You got a lot of opportunities. Let's not bury the lead here. We got an extra point kick attempt.
Connor Dahl, 2 catches for 35 yards and a touchdown as Calvin Satcham comes on for the elusive PAT and 9-man football. Is it up? It's good as Satcham gets the point after attempt. On our City of Hope scoreboard, 49-14 Raiders on your liveevent.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Hey growers, when working on your water management solutions, call Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. They are your water management contractor, helping you with tile drainage plans, service drainage plans, or both. Remember, water management is a lifetime investment. Call Chad 701-430-0182 to get your water problem solved. For more information, follow Chad's Excavating on Facebook. For tile drainage and service plans, call 701-430-0182. Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
For the touchdown there for Silling here, he has his 4th through the air. He's got 1 on the ground. That's 5 here for Silling tonight. Connor Dahl again with 2 and Satchel with the PAT. Taking a look at our out-of-town scoreboard in 11A football here tonight. Northern Cass leads Thompson 20-14 in the third quarter. We have that game for you on yourliveevent.com. Kindred now with a 23-14 lead over Lisbon. The squib kick picked up by Gorder at the 46-yard line.
Kick down by number 52, Wade Gorder, at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10, Colts.
Richland will handle it here, and again, the clock will continue to wind unless Richland cuts that deficit to under 30. Also, Oaks leads Mayport CG 34-0 in 11A football. Double A football final, number 1 North wins by 18 over Red River, 38-20. Davies up by 4 in the third quarter over Fargo South. And in Triple A, number 1 Shanley 69, Bismarck Legacy 14 with 4 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. For the Richland Colts, they will come out here. 5 seconds on the play clock. Klein goes under center. Have to get this one off quickly. On the 1st and 10, they do. Klein with the drop, has some time in the pocket, throws across, doesn't be caught here by the Colts, and the Colts are loose to the 10, 5, touchdown, 1 play for 54 yards to Dylan Bido for the score. Klein to Bido on the first passing play from scrimmage for Richland tonight.
That was an excellent play. Guys were kind of running open. That was well executed. It completely caught me off guard. I was trying to see who they were going to be handing the ball to, and then all of a sudden he's streaking down the field wide open.
And so much for running time here, as that makes it now the mark of 29. Also, that was a one-handed grab by Bido, it looked like, from up here. That was a heck of a rifle by Klein on a post pattern for 15. Then Bido outruns the coverage. Pitch play, Doctor spins, and he's got a 2-point conversion. New score with 7:07 left to play in the fourth quarter. It's Maple River 49, Richland 22 on your live event.
Triple E Incorporated in Page is cheering on the Raiders as they compete on and off the court and field. They put in the effort to build a team with trust, experience, and the ability to accomplish their goals. The team at Triple E Incorporated is built the same way, with knowledge and experience, with timeliness and efficiency. For your next non-residential building project, go online to eeeinc.com or stop by the office in Page for more information. Make your next project a winner with the team at Triple E Incorporated in Page.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
For the Richland Colts, well, they didn't have time on their side, so they only waste 55 seconds for the score. Klein to Bido, 1 play for 54 yards, a 2-point conversion by Doctor, 8 points, and all of a sudden it's back to a 27-point margin. Update for you from West Fargo Cheyenne. The third-ranked Mustangs lead it by 10 over the second-ranked Minot Magi with 6 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. That's 2 versus 3 in AAA. Ball gets on the tee here tonight, and the kickoffs have been fun to see what's going to happen as Klein looking for the onside kick. It's free, and the Colts pick it off. The Colts get the onside kick here as the up man, Frank Martin, tried to go for the football, and then all of a sudden picking it up is Doctor, and the Colts, well, they get the change of possession, and they get the ball right back.
At the Raiders' 45-yard line.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. There's many different ways that you can try it. They did the kind of the dribbling bouncer right there to try to just kick it at someone that maybe doesn't get their hands on the ball a whole lot. I don't know, would that have gone 10 yards? Did that get to 10? I'm not sure.
It was about at 9 when it hit the up man, so it was tight.
You put those guys in conflict. Do I let it come 10 and then jump on it? Do I try to jump on it early, risk bouncing off my shoulder pads? Lots of things can happen.
1st and 10, Richland, I formation here. Might they run the same play? Klein looking across, pocket collapses. Martin comes up and makes the stick. Klein gets about a gain of 2.
See the more aggression here from, not aggression, emotion. Some emotion coming out from the Raider defense here. I think they didn't enjoy being scored on that last possession after they had kind of widened the game out, and they're going to try to get the ball back right here.
Well, in Richland too, Hoots, they got 3 timeouts remaining, so you kind of look a little bit here and say, okay, if you get another score, right, you try to make it a 2-score ball game potentially really quickly with another onside kick, even though it still would be a 3-score game, but just finding ways to try to make the game a little bit longer right now here for Richland. Handoff to Doctor. He's going to get popped. That's not going to go anywhere as the Maple River Raiders with Dylan Zahn coming on the tackle.
Dylan Zahn did a great job of, kind of did what, a lot of these defensive linemen tonight, like I said, they're just kind of finding a gap, jumping it, and hoping their guy's running right into it. And if they guess right, then they're making a play in the backfield. And if they guess wrong, then the linebacker's got to make up for it.
As you hear kind of Frank Martin and Silling right in front of us talking a little bit about what do you do on a particular play, whether the guard's moving. As we'll have some movement here for the Richland Colts. Under center again goes Klein. 3rd down and 8. They will need the 33 for the first. Pitch play goes to Wolfcool, and he has a crease the 40, and he gets to about the 38. As we're going to have Levi, Trader, and Gorder. And there's a kick of the helmet here for Maple River as well. So it's going to be a gain of some yards of 7. Then there is some extracurriculars afterwards, and we'll see who the penalty is on as Trader lost his helmet. Unsportsmanlike, they will call it on Maple River. And that'll be unsportsmanlike conduct on Richland. So the penalty is offset. So give them the gain of 7, and that's it.
Brings up a 4th down.
So Gorder and Trader, those two have been like rams locking horns here tonight, Hoots, and we saw it one time earlier in the first half, and we see it again. The white hat comes over to talk to Luke Worry here, making sure, letting him know it's 4th down as well.
Sometimes it's worth almost a timeout for the coach to get everybody together and be like, who the guy is that's getting under our skin. We cannot allow that to continue to happen. Focus. Just get this game to 0-0s without having anything dumb happen.
4th down upcoming here for the Richland Colts. They need a yard for the first. Klein goes under center. Handoff goes to Wolfcool. Wolfcool gets the first down before he's popped by Dahl at the 36. 25 carries for Wolfcool here tonight for 154 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's anytime the ball gets in his hands, it's just amazing. I don't know if the Raiders have taken him for any type of a tackle for loss all game. Every time he touches it, positive things are happening. The problem is you can't just keep handing the ball off down 27 with 5 minutes to go.
As we'll have to take a look at our scoreboard. Might have had a line just popped out for a second. First down upcoming here for Richland. Handoff. This goes to Doctor. Doctor will handle this one as he spins his way to the 33 for a gain of 3 yards. 18 carries for 66 yards. Hoots, I'm going to let you take it away here for a second.
Yeah, I got you. This has been a great game here. Second half, 4.5 to go here. Raiders looking to just get a stop. Try to salt this one away. Richland's done a great job all game long of really just mixing things up between the trap play inside and getting Wolfcool on the edge. It's just a matter of whether or not the Raiders can set the edge or if the Colts can seal them and get them back inside. Raiders have made a bit of a change here. Martin's playing on the outside. Move Silling inside. I think just kind of keep a spy on Wolfcool to make sure nothing funny happens.
Here goes Klein down the middle, incomplete at the 15-yard line. So Klein now 1 of 2 for 54 yards as we have a little gremlin in the line one more time. So take it away again, Hoots.
We got a big 3rd and 6 here. 33-yard line going in for the Colts. they've kind of opened it up here a little bit more in the second half and allowed the quarterback to drop back and pass. I'd like to see the Raiders probably get a little bit more defensive line pass rush, see if they can get those defensive tackles to find a gap and put a little pressure on. D-backs have been doing a nice job all year long for the Raiders, consistently covering up those receivers. Steven Drogan's the epitome of a high school shutdown corner. He kind of just locks down one half of the field.
3rd down and 7 here for Richland. Clock stopped again at the 4:05 mark after the incomplete pass there for Klein. 2 wide receivers split out near sideline with Doctor in the backfield. Pitch play near sideline goes to Doctor. Doctor to the 33 before he's wrapped up there by Silling, so gets back to the original line here for Doctor.
You know, having coached and watched probably way too much football in my life, I've seen the punter, you know, where they snap it to the up back and the punter does the big jump fake to try to get, you know, half the guys to take it. The receiver did that over here to Drogan on this side of the field, and it was just a bit comical. I can't say I've ever seen a receiver fake like he's going up to catch a ball when the ball's been tossed 40 yards away from him.
Richland right now will go for it on the 4th down, even the Raiders' 26-yard line. Seeing this full house backfield as they will go under center again with Klein. Klein looking forward, and Doctor gets stuck by Silling. That might be the exclamation point. First time we've seen that play tonight where they were looking to go to the outside, and that was a lateral as well on the pass. That's going to go for -7 on the rush there for Doctor.
I think they were trying to sneak out a guy on this side of the field, you know, and then probably try to throw it across the field from left to right. But when you got a guy that can get up the field as quickly as possible, like T. Silling, it's not going to work terribly well.
And we got a timeout on the field will break as well with 3:12 left in the 4th on your live event.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends, and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Located on the beautiful Goose River in Hillsboro, the Goose River Golf Club offers both recreational and experienced golfers a great round. It's a 9-hole course open to the public, located right off exit 104 on I-29. The Goose River Golf Club in Hillsboro offers annual memberships for singles and families, also college memberships, first-time memberships, and outside 30-mile radius of Hillsboro membership available as well. Men's Day is Wednesday, Ladies' Day is Tuesday. You can learn more about getting on the Goose River Golf Club, GooseRiverGolfClub.com.
Back here on YourLiveEvent.com after Richland takes their first time out here of the second half. Dickinson now leads over Jamestown 23-17 to start the 4th quarter of play. And we'll have a quick another whistle here. Some other scores from across the way. Ellendale Edgeley Colum 21-7 over Hillsboro Central Valley with 5 minutes left to play in that contest. Harvey Wells County leads by 3 over Carrington. 4 minutes left to play in the 4th on YourLiveEvent.com. Thompson Northern Cass. Thompson leads it by 2. You also have Cavalier 20-14, 20-13 over Botno here tonight. And Kindred up by 9 with 3 minutes to play in the 4th, 29-20. Those are some scores in 11A. Some scores in 9B. Wymer Lidgerwood blanking Hatton Northwood 53-0. South Border all over New Salem Almont 50-12 in the 4th quarter. Sargent County going to pick up a win in Enderlin, up 52-12 late in that one. And also Lemoore Litchfield Marion leads Hankinson 52-6 in favor of the Lobos. 1st and 10 upcoming here as the White Hat will come across the way, as they're going to talk it over with both of these teams, who it's kind of what you were alluding to, kind of the chippiness a little bit, as the White Hat comes across, and he is having a full-grown conversation with all 18 boys right now on the football field. So here's a 1st and 10, and that's something you don't see too often. They want to make sure everything is going to be all right here for the last 3 minutes and 12 seconds of this game. As for Maple River, they will take the ball to about the 44-yard line with the quarterback there with Gabriel.
That's pretty cool to see. They haven't had a whole lot of positive JV offensive snaps here. You know, at the end of these games, it's kind of just been quick handoff and, you know, get a yard or two. That was a nice little run there by Burnson.
Yeah, Burnson with that particular play, but Poots, you've alluded to a little bit at the particulars of this one was chippy from early on, and not chippy in a bad way, just, again, as you said, guys going through the whistle, right, and maybe giving an extra push or two on both sides, and we've seen that. It's kind of the old sister or brother saying, I'm not touching you, even though they're about an inch away from you the entire time.
Yeah, exactly right. Quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself. Yeah, you know, and I think, you know, both teams, like we talked about in the pregame, playing for their playoff lives, and they didn't want to leave anything on the field tonight. So, you know, things happen. You'd like to see maybe things don't happen behind the play like have happened so often tonight. If things are going to happen, you'd like to see it in the flow, in the middle of the, you know, in between the tight ends, if you'd say, in nine-man football. Unfortunately, we've seen a couple that aren't quite in that vein.
So 3rd down and 6 now after Bernstein gets met at the line by Gorder there. Clock under 2 minutes to play. With this win, though, for Maple River, it goes back to what we said after losing to Hankinson and Wymer Lidgewood. They had to go on a run, and they did. They defeated Larimore, excuse me. They were able to defeat Griggs Dakota, Hatton Northwood, and now the Richland Colts here to pick up another Region 1 win. And we'll have a timeout by Coach Fontaine to have a delay a game that doesn't go. So 91 seconds left, but Hoots, it goes back to what we said in that Larimore Polar Bear game. Even though it was a non-region contest, both for Larimore and Maple River, it was a get-right game. Get back in the win column, see something positive. And since then, it's been 4 straight wins now, including tonight here for Maple River, and they have put themselves squarely back in the postseason conversation as Hankinson is going to lose to Lemoore Litchfield Marion, which means if you're Maple River, if you can beat Lemoore a week from tonight and Hankinson either loses to Richland or to Griggs Dakota to end the season, you have put yourself on the precipice of making the playoffs, and then that Sargent County game even becomes even more bigger to end the season.
You know, I think it's always been big bad Lemoore for so many years. Just having a couple blemishes on the record like they do this year gives them hope. They are beatable, and that's something that every team that is in Maple River shoes here, or anyone's shoes who maybe they don't, you know, aren't at the top of the, you know, top of the region, but they're fighting for that playoff life. They don't have to go in and say, well, we're going to lose by 60. They have a chance. This offense can score, and you know what? If as long as it's not a driving rainstorm and, you know, hurricane conditions next week in Hope, this offense is going to put points on the board. I don't care what defense they're facing. They have athletes all over the field. Their offensive line is doing just good enough to give Silling and company enough time. I think we're going to have a ball game next week, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I think the scoreboard is going to get its work out next week between the Lobos and Maple River in this one. For the Richland Colts, again, Maple River will be big Richland fans moving next week, going up against Hankinson and trying to lunge for the first. We'll see if they give him the first or if he was just shy there after the run by Bernstein. And he's going to be tackled short of the first down, so that'll be a turnover on downs after the gain of 1. So that'll be downs, which means the Richland Colts will come out with the football here with 41 seconds left to play in this contest. And this will be at the 49-yard line of Maple River. For Richland, again, their playoff run will come up a little bit shy this season. If they can beat Hankinson and Enderlin, they would get to 4-5 on the year here for Richland, playing all Region 1 contests on the year for the Richland Colts. Back-to-back games in Colfax to finish off the year. Well, for Maple River, again, they will be back in a win, and you put yourself up nicely for a potential postseason before you head to Milner, as we'll have a QB knee here by Richland. And that'll pretty much just about do it here tonight from Hope. Hoots, what was your biggest takeaway in this 4-quarter affair?
I think, you know, kind of morphing away from the wishbone power run game that Fontaine has kind of been synonymous for, and going into this spread, lots of eye candy motion. You know, they brought out that orbit motion this week, and, you know, just a lot of things that I think translate well to the next couple weeks of being able to put points on the board.
A final here tonight in Hope, Maple River picks up the 49-22 win on Military and Senior Night here this evening. With the contest and the win, Maple River now 4-2 in Region 1 play, 5-2 on the season. Richland again drops to 2-4 in both on the year. We're back after this with our post-game show on your live event.
Hometown Community Bank serves both the Hope Page and Maple Valley School Districts. If you're interested in an egg loan, real estate, consumer, or commercial loan, Hometown Community Bank can serve you. Give Dwight a call at either branch location in Page or Fingal. Ask Janine about the competitive certificates of deposit or money market rates. Hometown Community Bank is a community bank and proud of the communities they serve, and they wish the best of luck to the Maple River Raiders for many years moving forward with the co-op. Hometown Community Bank is a member of the FDIC.
Hope Page Public Schools are committed to the development of all students by providing a high-quality education that is reflective of the strong values in our communities. The staff at Hope Page Public Schools work each day to enable and inspire students to achieve academic excellence and make positive contributions to our world. Learn more about Hope Page Public Schools by visiting hopepage.k12.nd.us. We are Hope Page, and we will change the world.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
Mother Nature can strike at any time, and Irie Insurance is here to help. Experience the difference with Irie. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve.
Home insurance, auto insurance, crop insurance, commercial insurance, benefits insurance.
We have you covered from head to toe, underground to sky. Go to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote.
As we come back on our post-game show, let's first things first get to some of our particulars here tonight, and let's get to our RDK Enterprises feature precision play of the contest. RDK Enterprises with locations in Hillsborough and Drayton for precision planting updates, information, and questions. Contact RDK Enterprises in Hillsborough and Drayton. Go to planterdoc.com. That's planterdoc.com for more information. Hoots, there is an onside kick apiece. There's that Drogan big play for 45, then for 60 yards. I think the onside kick a little bit for Maple River at that particular time. They were up 16-0. It wasn't intended for an onside kick. It was a squibber, but the up man doesn't pick it up. Maple River goes in to score to make it 22-0. And really, Richland did a good job continuing to fight, continuing to find ways to put themselves in ball games where you say you make a stop if, or you score with a stop if, but they could never really get it back within that two-possession game. But I think that onside kick, to me, definitely is kind of that play of the game, if you will.
Yeah, it was the biggest momentum shifter. I mean, I think we understood that they were going to be able to score quite a bit. The way that they scored early on, what did we say? 4 of the first 9 plays on offense ended up being a touchdown. But when you score twice and then you steal a possession and make it, 22-0 a couple plays later after that, Drogan stepping up and making 3 big plays in the first 8 minutes of the game, I think, kind of, I don't want to say would put the nail in the coffin because Richland never went away.
Yep.
But, that kind of sealed the fate pretty early on.
In a contest that goes just over 2 hours long here tonight, let's get to our Enbridge Energy player of the game. Mr. Drogan again started off with 2 catches for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hoots, I think that really was the momentum. Also was able to get some pretty good plays as well by Caleb Downs tonight. Good to see him back with a couple of receptions. I think those two respectively are players 1A and 1B in my book.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to see Caleb back and healthy, and hopefully he can stay that way the rest of the year. But yeah, Steven was a big-time playmaker for the team. We talk offense, but defensively he was tremendous all game as well. Just, taking away one half of the field. They didn't throw it a whole lot, but I wouldn't throw it at him anyway, even if I did have a chance to throw the ball.
And those two, again, are Enbridge Energy players of the game. Yes, Silling had a phenomenal night. Yes, Bosch on top of it, but those two to start with, particularly with Drogan, that is a 1-2 combination. Life takes energy. Enbridge Energy. Go to enbridge.com for career opportunities. When we come back, we'll get some stats. We'll hear from the Raiders. That and more still to come on your liveevent.com.
honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Maple Valley Parents is a nonprofit organization whose main purpose is to promote, encourage, and support the Maple Valley students, teachers, and staff. MVP strives to strengthen and enhance the educational and social environment of the Maple Valley School District by providing opportunities for students, teachers, and parents to learn, socialize, communicate, and grow together. MVP Group welcomes anyone to join them in their mission. If you'd like to get involved or see upcoming events, check out the Maple Valley Parents Facebook page.
The Maple Valley School District is moving forward with the plan to build a new pre-K classroom, community fitness center, and gymnasium with locker rooms. The classroom will provide more space for a growing pre-K program. The fitness center will provide opportunities to benefit all Maple Valley communities, and the gym will allow more opportunities for all activities of the Maple River Co-op. Plus, the plan is to build with no new taxes. Contact the business manager to see how you can help make this a reality today at 701-749-2570.
It was October 1st, 2009. We needed some machinery for the farm. We decided to see if we could become a dealer, and that's kind of grown into what it's been today.
We offer basically anything short line. Seed tenders, fertilizer spreaders, sprayers. We can really set ourselves apart by the knowledge we have in those things, by the amount of units we have on hand at all times.
I just have a passion for helping people, getting to know people. It just becomes a lot of fun.
I'm Darian Bitts. I'm confident on and off the field. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
I'm Doug Gray. I'm confident during the performance and when it's time for college. I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
As we return here on YourLiveEvent.com, joining us now on the football field, Nathan Hoots, with the head coach for the Maple River Raiders. That's Larry Fontaine. Hoots, take it away.
Hey, Coach Fontaine, that's 4 straight wins after a couple of early season losses. What can you attribute these 4 straight wins, a win streak, if you will? Can you attribute it to any one thing or anything in particular?
Hi, Coach. How are you?
I'm great.
Yeah, no, just we're playing hard. We're working hard. We practice hard. We got a small group of kids, 15 of us, but we're very talented, and they work hard. They want to win, and our goal is to get in the playoffs.
Absolutely. All right, Silling, Bosch, Dahl, they all get a lot of publicity because of the stats they put up, and rightfully so. But give me someone that flies under the radar that truly contributes to winning and your winning culture here.
Stevie Drogan had a great game today. He plays a lot of defense. He doesn't come off the field. He's a hard-nosed little kid. Today we played just about everybody. I mean, we got everybody in the game, and we were moving kids in and out. We have a little bit of depth on the defensive line and on the offensive line, and everybody contributed today. Bobby got a start. Parker Chase played really well today. And we're pretty happy with the way he blocked today. And overall, we're just happy with the way the game went.
Absolutely. All right. Tough finish to the schedule. You got Lemoore next week, Sargent County ranked #1 in the state to follow after that. What's the message to the guys on Monday this week coming up after 4 straight wins, and then you get Lemoore?
Well, we know we need to win that game against Lemoore to have any shot in the playoffs, and we know we haven't beat them in I think since 2019, and we know how good they are, and they've had that little juggernaut, and they've had us the last 3 years. But it's football. We got them here at home. We'll come out ready to play. We'll have a good week. And we'll be ready to play next Friday.
All right, very good. Congratulations on the win. Good luck next week.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you very much, Nathan Hoots, again on that one, as the Maple River Raiders again pick up the win 49-22. Let's take a look at some of the numbers here tonight in Hope. Some of the final numbers: 462 for Maple River. They had 263 yards on the ground with a $169 through the air. There was a penalty for 15 yards. No turnovers for tonight for Maple River outside of finishing the game on downs, and then the first half on a half. They scored on all of their possessions here tonight. Leading the way, Carter Bosch with 167 yards on 10 carries for 2 touchdowns. Stilling 7 carries for 97 yards and a score. He also had Dahl 5 carries for 22 yards. Bernstein with 3 for 5. Caleb Dow's 1 for -1. And then Bergfield had a carry for 4 yards as well. T. Silling through the air, 6 of 13 for 4 touchdowns and 169 yards. 2 of them went to Mr. Drogan, 2 catches for 105 yards, 2 scores. Dahl with 2 catches for 2 touchdowns, and Caleb Dow's with 2 catches for 29 yards as well here tonight in this one. But Nathan Hoots is standing by with another Maple River Raider player here, and that is the guy who caught the first 2 touchdowns of the game. That is Stephen Drogan on senior night. Hoots, let's toss it down to you.
Yeah, Chase, I'm here with Stephen Drogan, senior. Senior night started touchdown, and then offensive, or you recovered an onside kick. I don't know if it was an onside kick, but you recovered the kick.
Yep.
All right, could you have dreamt up a better start to senior night?
No, probably the best senior night I'm ever going to have, and my only one, so.
So let's keep it as one solo senior night. All right, not many quarterbacks in the state can roll left and throw the way that T. Silling can. What's it like being a pass catcher with a quarterback that that can make a throw to any part of the field at any time during a play?
Yeah, he just puts the ball on me, and I just get open, so it makes for a pretty good duo.
I completely agree, including that catch you made in that back corner of the end zone a couple weeks ago. That was pretty great. All right, Silling, Bosch, Dahl, yourself, you guys, you make up a pretty dynamic unit on offense. If you could attribute it to one thing that makes this offense so unique, you're getting 49, you put 51 up a couple of weeks ago. What can you attribute that to?
Well, we got to shout out the O-line always, because we couldn't pass or anything without the O-line. So.
All right, hey, I appreciate it. Good luck next week with Lemoore, and keep it up.
Thank you very much, Nathan Hoots, with our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. That is Stephen Drogan here tonight on Military Night again here in Hope. Taking a look at the Richland Colts' final numbers here this evening. 200 yards on the ground, 254 total. Carson Klein hit Bido for a 54-yard touchdown in the second half. And Nick Wolfcool, if you had to say there was a player of the game on the Richland Colts side, without question, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns. He led the team in tackles. He was everywhere as well coming into this season, and he played as advertised tonight. Doctor, 20 carries for 59 yards. Klein, 2 for -5, and Schmidt for 3 carries for -8 here for Richland. They had a couple of penalties for 20 yards here in this one. So that's a look at some of the final numbers here tonight. Maple River goes up against Lemoore again next week, while Richland will square off with the Hankinson Pirates. Your out-of-town scoreboard here, Hoots, and we'll see some other scores trickling in here in 9-man football tonight. Wymer Lidgewood over Hatton Northwood 53-6. So the Warbirds one step closer to trying to be a number 2 seed in Region 1. You also had out west, number 4 West Hope Newburgh Glenburn 54-19 over Alexander. South Border taking it to New Salem Almont 50-12 in the fourth quarter. Sargent County stays undefeated with a win in Enderlin tonight, 52-18. And you also had Lemoore Litchfield Marion with a 52-6 win over Hankinson. So out of those scores just in 9-man Hoots, anything surprise you or kind of as expected coming into this game here tonight?
I think you got to look at South Border. Taking it to New Salem is quite the win. New Salem took a little bit of a lump last week, but certainly a good program there. So South Border, impressive win right there. And then Sargent County just keeps chugging along. Moved their way from start of the year top 5. Now the number 1. Quite the program that Eric Olson's got rolling right now.
Hoots, thanks so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, including taking a couple of rakes out to mow the lawn and maybe enjoy a little bit more of the leaves, and maybe you bring those pumpkins right into those garbage bags, right? They're pumpkins into leaves. You doing any of that?
I got so many leaves. I'll have pumpkin bags all over my front lawn.
Hey, Hoots, thanks so much for your time. We'll see you on Tuesday in Tower City for Maple River Volleyball hosting the Kinder Vikings.
Can't wait.
That is Nathan Hoots. Thanks again to our cameraman here tonight. That's Jesse Burnell for helping us out. I'm Chase Miller. Thanks to Larry Fontaine and Luke Worry for joining us in the pregame show, and for Steven Drogan joining us in the postgame show as well. Richland will host Hankinson a week from tonight. Well, for the Raiders, their chances of making the playoffs, they needed to win here tonight just as Richland did. The Raiders pick up the win, so that's the important thing. But now 2 large games to close out this season. Their last home game for the regular season at home here against Lemoore Litchfield Marion a week from tonight. Then 2 weeks we'll have the contest on your live event with the Sargent County Bulldogs. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and thanks so much for tuning in to high school football on this Friday night.